not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on Monday, March 9th, 2026. How the heck are you? As always, we are presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365. And with this psycho-erotic weather that we are having across the country, psycho-erotic's an interesting way to describe weather, I thought. Your roads are changing. You're distracted. Like, hey, the advocates remind you when you're driving, focus on the road. Shut out all the distractions. I'll tell you, I didn't think living in Utah that anywhere I was to go that driving could get worse. And then I am living currently in Seattle, and it's the worst driving I've ever been around. Trust me when I tell you, if you get in an accident, it's not your fault. You need somebody who's fought the insurance industry. That's the advocates. And not only have they fought the insurance companies, they have won those fights, and they'll win for you. Get to theadvocates.com, 24/7, 365. No consultation fees, no retainers, just clear, risk-free advice at theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on The Monty Show. Huge day in the World Baseball Classic. Yes, I said the World Baseball Classic. And bros, there's only one way to properly kick off a Monday show.
What else do you need?
That's my goddamn left fielder and Kyle Schwarber, who should still be a Chicago Cub, but we're cheap, so he's not. Just an incredible moment. Trailing to Great Britain. Inexplicably, Tarek Skubal sucks. And then Kyle Schwarber stepped up, and that was it. That was the end of it. And I think I think that moment, and I know baseball is what you guys come here to talk about. I think that moment very well could be the Olympic hockey tournament. That moment could be everything that you needed it to be to bring people back to the game of baseball. And seeing Schwarbaum go crazy like that, it's one of the best sports moments easily of 2026. It might be one of the best sports moments of the last year.
Yeah, we've just been riding this wave of awesomeness with anything known as Team USA. And I think that's really what I think the first part of this year has been about. And we knew that, the Classic was going to happen and baseball was going to get off to a good start this year. But I feel like a lot of people, including myself, were a little skeptical about like what the impact would be, like, how certainly I was curious how good this team actually would be, because I think baseball is a very different game. It is my favorite sport to watch. It is the sport that I definitely love. And it's a lot more complicated than just, hey, you have pretty much the best players in the world. That means you're going to go out and just beat everybody. And so I think that seeing Kyle Schwarber hit that kind of home run, because again, it's not just that it went over the fence, bro. That home run is one of the best home runs I think I've ever seen on a baseball field. And the fact that he did it for Team USA, and the fact that now he's got, I think he's hit a home run legitimately. If you go look at his track record, it was going around Twitter. He's hit a home run in literally every style of baseball game that you can play. So like the DS, the wild card, the DS, the CS, the World Series, now the World Baseball Classic, the All-Star game. I think he's done it once. Like, the guy is just, I mean, what else could you ask for out of bro? I mean, it never gets old.
I think there's no question Kyle Schwarber's clutch. Every round of the playoffs, he's hit a home run. I mean, you name it, the event, the All-Star game, spring training, you name it, Kyle Schwarber has hit a big home run. It wasn't even that it was a ball that went over the fence. It was a bomb. Kyle Schwarber hits Titanic home runs. And I think it is incredible to me that we needed this moment. And you guys are going to think I'm hyperbolizing or whatever. Where we are in this country, we need sports to be spectacular.
U.S. Americans.
We just can't have normal 3-2 wins. Small ball got us the victory. We need spectacular moments. We need the USA gold medal. We need fanatics to actually make and stock enough jerseys so that we can all buy USA jerseys.
Y'all feel me?
We need Kyle Schwarber to just absolutely blow up the drink box every night. We need Kyle Schwarber to eliminate Mexico from the face of the baseball world tonight because of where we are as a country. I think sports is so critically important. It's cathartic, it's healing, it's the tie that binds us. And I think we're going from the Olympic hockey tournament into the World Baseball Classic. I think this is such an incredibly important time in sports.
Yeah, I mean, sports is definitely doing its job right now, and I'm glad that we can say that because, again, I feel like there are a lot of times as sports fans where we're like, hey man, there's all this stuff going on in life and in politics and all, and like, there's a million different things that we could look at and not feel great about. And sports isn't really doing anything, but now it is. And I think that's just a really, I'm grateful that we do have the World Baseball Classic and we are getting moments like this because I just think, again, there was uncertainty. I wasn't sure if this World Baseball Classic would deliver because some years it hasn't delivered. Some years it's been a dud, but this year is certainly not that. This year, I think, has got off to a rager of a start without a doubt.
Yeah. Marcus says, good morning, real Slim Monty. And
what is it today? Go ahead. What is it today?
I'm not going to read it. I'll skip the vest bomb that Marcus put in.
Bro, I've got an obligation, dude. The vest is an iconic piece of Monty Show memorabilia at this point, and it needs to make an appearance pretty much 28 out of every 30 days.
I mean, you're not wrong. He said, I had no idea baseball was happening, and then I saw the Schwarber highlight, and I am excited to watch the game tonight. And I think I think that's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's why, because has the Olympic hockey tournament kept people watching hockey? I think to a certain extent. Baseball's different in this country. It's not the NFL. It's not college football, but baseball still is America's favorite pastime. And I think when you look at what baseball means to America, to see Kyle Schwarber doing that and see Team USA doing that and Aaron Judge doing that and, a guy like Pete Crow Armstrong being the catalyst of that offense, like you just look at the personalities. There's actual real personalities on that team. And it matters because they're not wearing helmets where their face is covered and they're real personalities. I think it's a really important time.
Absolutely.
I think it is a really, really important time. You cannot overlook what the geopolitical situation is, the layoffs, the stock market, the economy, the price of gasoline that's going to really hurt a lot of people. Baseball right now has a chance to make us all forget that. And not even being melodramatic. Baseball has a chance to make us forget that. So, Maury Alvarez, good to see you, sir. Good golf tournament at the at Bay Hill in Orlando over the weekend.
Okay, just really quick, two seconds. Can we stop crucifying Akshay Bhatia for quote unquote anchoring? Like, bro, it's a minutia rule, and I can personally attest that using a broomstick putter is not for the masses. And bro has a certain style. He uses that style, and maybe if he hadn't hit that, I believe it was a 6-iron into that green and landed it to like 5 feet to win the tournament, he doesn't even have the putt, dude. So I'm a little burned out on golf snob on Twitter being like, oh, he's anchoring and he's cheating and that's why he's winning. No, actually, he's really good at golf, dude. And he's one of the best young golfers we have in the game. So stop ruining his win, dude. Just let the guy enjoy the weekend.
Yep. What's up? Welcome to the Nightmare. Good to see you, Matt Ritson, the Wicked Turtle. Mike Smith, I love that red Nike shoe. Doubt it's too comfy, but it's so fire. It is amazing.
Actually, it's really comfortable. Yeah, Jordan.
It is amazingly comfortable. It is one of the most comfortable Jordans. Smash that there like button, Tom Dean. Hello. I will be the turd. Still have no desire to watch that game. Would be nice if they won, but there's no way I could sit through a game. Well, hey, and baseball's not for everybody, right?
Bro, I have to agree with Tom Dean. 2 comments down here. Mike, why do you hate Merca? Why are you not on the vibes? What's the problem here, dude? Like, come on, dude. You can't tell me you have no interest in watching Kyle Schwarber hit just monstrous home run. I mean, just like second deck, no question about it. Pimp job home runs, dude. It does not get old ever at all, even a little bit.
It doesn't get old. It does not get old ever. David Persons, hello. Good to see you. Who gets to the College World Series? Don't know. And frankly, well, I do. I
enjoy the College World Series once it's on. The path to the College World Series, take it or leave it.
Notre Dame.
The real question is, are you buying ESPN's package through the ESPN app to watch Major League Baseball this year? That's the real question. Does the World Baseball Classic get more people to buy it? And I would guess it does, but I'll be curious to see what that looks like.
I would agree. Ooh, look at that. Great start to the week. Calamoni gifts 20 Monty Show memberships. Always good to see you, Calamoni. Appreciate your support of the program. Listen, if you don't have a membership by this point, I don't know that you will. Jimmy Otson, always picking up the free membership.
Hey, Jimmy.
Always. And unquestionably picking up the free membership. So, Jimmy, always good to see you. Jimmy's Johnny on the spot with that. All right, let's get into college football and this Saving College Sports meeting. That sounded a little more vitriolic than I meant it to be, but here's the problem. I think this meeting on Friday at the White House was a gigantic waste of time. I don't know how you had this meeting and not one current athlete was in the room. Tom Mars wasn't there. Darren Heitner wasn't there. The best attorneys representing players weren't there. This was a farcical waste of time. And the reason I say that is because it was a bunch of rich dudes trying to make a decision on how to hold down the income of young college athletes. That's what this was. And until that singular focus changes, we're always going to have lawsuits. We're always going to have a separation. We are always going to have strife and debate and contention in college athletics. You are saving nothing unless you give the players a significant seat at the table. You're saving nothing. You're changing nothing. You are fixing nothing. And I'm sure that there were conversations that came out of that room, hopefully that maybe move something forward. But you cannot make these decisions without having players be part of the conversation. I don't understand why this is so difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I think the concept here that really defines this meeting and what I felt like, a lot of people were pushing was that, kids kids have lost the value of the education, and what this seemingly just endless question of what should define college athletics, not even just football, but I heard people using the term college athletics, not college football, college athletics. And I think it's really interesting that a lot of people in this meeting, I would say, seemingly support the idea that college athletics should not be about making money. It should be an additional thing to getting an education. That getting the education should be the priority in college. And if you play college football or any other sport, that's a supplementary thing to getting the education. Now, I agree that concept, it might as well be created by cavemen. I mean, you, in my opinion, are foolish if you think you're going to completely unwind this watch known as NIL and paying players. I think that it just is, it's too late for that. And that's the thing that kind of, frankly concerns me coming out of this meeting, because I do agree it was a big waste of time. And I agree there was a reason there weren't athletes or their representatives there, because they weren't interested in hearing from athletes or their representatives. They're interested in keeping money from these people. And that's what I find really difficult. And no, an executive order doesn't fix college football or the issues that plague college football. And I think that while I respect a lot of the voices that were there, I respect the people that spoke at this meeting on some level. Nothing got done. Nothing. We came out of this with no progress, no new ideas, we basically came out of this. Yeah, we came out of this with videos of people saying that education is more important than sports, and we're going to get an executive order that solves everything, which we're not going to get. So, it is very much so, what we thought it was going to be, because I specifically said on Thursday, this is going to be a waste of time. And Donald Trump is going to say that he's going to write an executive order to fix everything. And that's what we're going to talk about on Monday. And here we are. And so it just is, it's not surprising. And once again, as we've done on the show before, we're going to ask the question, well, okay, all the minds, all the controllers of this got together and produced absolutely nothing. And here we are in the same spot after the weekend. What are we like? Where are we headed? And the answer is, I don't know. I have no idea how you're gonna quote unquote fix college sports.
Well, and the thing that's most concerning to me, is that we're focused on the wrong thing. We're focused on making sure that players can't earn money. That's Donald Trump's singular focus. He wants to eliminate NIL across the board. That's why Clay Travis had to be in the room. Clay Travis. Not Bear Bachmeier, not your mom, not Ty Simpson, not Clay Travis had to be in the room. They're focused on taking money out of the pocket of college football players. When I have no doubt in my mind, the issue is not NIL income. It is the vast wasteland of the transfer portal. That you have college basketball players at their 4th, 5th, 6th university. That we have players who signed NBA contracts coming back and playing college basketball. That you have football players enrolled in universities dropping out to go play football somewhere else where they get paid more. It's not the money, it's the mechanism. But nobody's talking about the transfer portal problems. We're all talking about how can we limit a player's ability to make money. And the reason they're not talking about that, and the reason they're so freely able to talk about limiting a player's money, repressing a college athlete's ability and his right to make money, is because there's no college athletes or their representation at the table. That doesn't exist. They don't want to hear from athletes. They don't want to hear, in a lot of cases, from young black men that are far more wealthy than they are. They want to limit those opportunities. They don't want to hear from them. They don't want to expand them. They want to limit the opportunities for these young people to be wealthy. And I think that until that focus is changed, nothing in college football, college basketball, softball, baseball, hockey, it doesn't matter. Nothing in any college sport will be fixed.
Yeah, and I think that the hypocrisy is ripe here. You know, the idea that these old white hairs and company are looking to make the point on one hand that, hey, college football has essentially been, and college athletics has essentially been, you know, tainted in a way where kids are only here for the money. They're not really here for, you know, the education and the experience. They just want to go out and make money. We feel that's wrong. But then on the other hand, what are you guys doing? Literally, you're saying it's all about the money. The kids shouldn't make money, and we want to make the money. Like, the hypocrisy is ripe in the room, dude. And I think that there's nothing has changed. It's just been rewrapped. It's just been sort of manipulated and massaged to feel like some new thing. Oh, you know, it's a meeting of the minds. It's a round table with all the biggest voices in the room, except for the voices that matter most, which is the players. Like, do you guys honestly think that Trinidad Chambliss wants to be in a courtroom? Do you think that dudes like him who have a legitimate stake to an extra year based on current NCAA rules want to be suing and doing all the extracurriculars? They don't want that. In just the same way they don't want that, there are other kids abusing the systems who do want that. And that's why I couldn't agree more that it is a eligibility, you know, scheming issue. It's not like if Trinidad Chambliss or anyone else you want to look at can go out and make money for playing college football, I have no problem with that. Just like I have no problem with the garbage man or the president or the Secretary of State or whoever you want to look at, dude. You're all getting paid to do a service. And I just think that it's crazy to me that we just want to go out and rip the money from the kids and think that that's going to fix everything, because somehow then they'll put all the emphasis on an education they're not going to use after they get to the NFL. Like, they're not. Like, did you learn nothing from the Reggie Bush issue that y'all created? Did you learn nothing from that? Do you think that magically kids are gonna be like, yeah, man, you took my money, so now the education is more important? No, they're not, dude. They're gonna do the education piece the way they've always done it, which is as fast as possible, as efficiently as possible, just to get by. And then they're gonna go to the league and they're gonna complain about what you didn't give them in college. So in my opinion, if you take their money, it's going to make the problem 2 or 3 times worse, because now the kids are more pissed off than they already are.
Yeah. I mean, this is not an NIL problem. I'm telling you right now, it's a transfer portal problem. And I don't think people want to. I think people want to do things like talk about education and academics because they don't want to in a public forum talk about repressing the rights of these athletes, because that's what you're going to do. You are one of the things that I've heard a lot from college football people is, hey, you get 5 years, whether you play 1 game or 10 games in a season, you get 5 years.
Right.
You can get a one-time exemption if you have a season-ending injury. That's it. They're going to make a stringent structure to define what gets you an extra year of eligibility. Period. That's it.
And I don't have a problem with that. Like, I don't have an issue with saying, hey, like this is how much eligibility you get, and this is how many times you can transfer inside your college career. I don't even think that that's a problem. I think we need that. I think I've said for a while that the issue as to why Nick Saban retired is really clear, right? And Nick Saban's talked about it. Hey, I'm retiring because the way kids are able to move and undermine adversity is an issue in college football. If you can just leave when it gets hard, what's the point of doing it? And that to me needs to be fixed. So I wouldn't even have a huge issue with that. But I just think that it's two separate things. And I agree. Nobody has the cojones to bring it up in a presidential hearing, but they're probably more than happy to bring it up at their conference meetings or other private behind closed doors sessions. And that's what's difficult. And you can't tell me, the attorneys for these kids, as you were mentioning, aren't preparing to fight their fight. You can't tell me they're not ready to go with case law and precedent and examples and everything they need to defend their clients. And the problem is that the defense of, transferring 5 times is pretty deep. There's a ton of precedent for it. So I agree that whatever they create is going to have to be like ironclad. Like you're going to have to find a way on a piece of paper to write out a clause that basically can't be bent. And I think that's really tough to do.
I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't even think this is complicated. You need to put a very strict. You can't have it both ways where you have these contracts. Look at Brendan Sorsby.
Mm-hmm.
This should be the critical example. And it's why I'm so hard on Cody Campbell. Cody Campbell should not pay a penny of that money to Brendan Sorsby until he pays his buyout with Cincinnati. And Brendan Sorsby should not be allowed to participate in a practice, a workout, a weight room session, enroll in a class until he has met his exit obligation at Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that. Oh, that's right. This isn't an NIL problem. It's a transfer portal problem. You can point to how many of these situations and their transfer portal problems.
Yeah.
As simple as that. You should not be allowed to step foot on a campus, to sign a piece of paper until you have met your exit agreement with your previous university. End of story. And yet here we are in a situation where it doesn't matter because Brendan Sorsby is trying to never meet his exit obligation. And who's going to enforce it? Because there's only one guy who can make him pay that money, and that is Cody Campbell. And Cody Campbell will have nothing to do with that. I just don't think he cares.
Yeah.
And as long as Texas Tech is winning games, why does Cody Campbell care about Cincinnati?
And it's a great point.
Fix it. Yeah. That's the stuff you have to fix.
Which, again, I think, to your point, plagues the Big 12. Because, and that's what... See, and this is the thing. This is why the title of the show is the title of the show. This is why we could have led with a lot of different things today. Let's be real, right? I mean, we could have led with Sharon Moore dapping up the police in court.
I don't know who Sharon Moore is.
We could have led with, butter knifing the police in a courtroom.
Oh, butter knives. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we could have led with golf. We could have led with LaFlop in the double arm fall he took over the weekend, that famous Los made famous. We could have led with a lot of different things.
Your mom.
We led with my mom, of course. See, great. Thank you. I needed that reminder. So my mom, but no, we had to lead once again with how can the Big 12 save college sports? Because ultimately the Cody Campbell example is the beginning and the end of this conference, which is to say that if you're not willing to operate behind the scenes and go and get the Sorsbys of the world in a rather distasteful fashion, I might add, being that you haven't paid your buyout yet or whatever, you haven't paid them the $1 million yet, you're not going to win. And that's the problem, dude. That's the problem right now. And so are we really going to sit here and crucify the $40 million a year rosters that are taking place in college football? Or should we instead look at the operators behind the scenes who are most recently the Ole Misses of the world? I would contend Texas Tech. The people making the news. Should we look at them and say, hey, dude, like, you guys have pushed it too far. Like, you're the hypocrisy of being a billionaire and not being willing to pay what accounts to $1 in your bank account to get Sorsby in your program is incredible. Like, $1 million. You guys understand $1 million to a billionaire is nothing. You get that, right? Like, that's not that, like, quite legitimately, that's basically walking around money for bro. That's not hard for him to procure. It would be as simple as making a phone call to wire money. But he won't do it because he doesn't have to do it. Why would I spend the $1 million if I don't have to, if there's precedent that says I don't need to? That's your problem in college football. It's disingenuous by the people who have the money. Not the kids, but the people who have the money. Yet in the White House meeting, it's all about the kids. That's the problem, dude. And that issue right there is what needs to be fixed, and it will never be fixed. So my question about this is this little sliver of life, the last, 6 seasons probably, that we've been dealing with this, 5 seasons, this little sliver of happiness where kids are making as much money as they ever have, can move as much as they've ever wanted to. Are we going to look back at this in 10 years and say, yeah, dude, like, this was sunsetted. This was a 5-year period where you could basically do whatever the hell you want to do? Or is this going to survive and be a 20-year thing, and we're going to get transfer portal legislation? I'm not confident either way.
I don't know.
I think it's incredibly unpredictable.
How many college presidents were there? Did they get the academics involved? Yes, they did. And there were many chancellors, many administrators were there. A lot of them. Athletic directors, presidents, chancellors. Did you hear from Adam Silver or Condoleezza Rice or Val Ackerman? No. Nope, you didn't. I don't know what they were doing. Thankfully, we didn't hear from Clay Travis. He was there. It's just a farce. It's a farce. The whole thing's a farce. I'll never understand it. Sankey was there, correct? Teams who go to court over these petty lawsuits typically do not compete for national championships. I don't understand why they do what they do. Stadium guy James. Sorsby signed a contract. The NCAA should enforce the rules. It's not an NCAA issue. They have no purview or no authority to enforce an NIL contract.
Okay,
so I'm not sure what contract.
Question, since you commented this, do you guys think that the NCAA is the enforcement body on this stuff? Do you think that the NCAA somehow is the one that would go after Cody Campbell and Texas Tech in this particular case? No. Why? Because they don't have any way to do that, dude. They don't have a way to go after them and say, hey, like, you have to do this. Okay. Says who? Right? Like, take me to court.
Or what?
Like, or what? Exactly. Like, okay, cool. I have to do okay, or what? You're going to take me to court and you're going to use what precedent against me to get what you want here? That's the problem. So the issue is that the NCAA is sort of this straw man, if you will, this sort of, hey, we're the NCAA, we have rules, but we can't enforce them because we have no balls, and everybody knows that. So we're in court constantly.
And if we do, we're going to get sued.
Yeah. So how would they go about that? And so your next obvious question is, okay, well, who's going to go after him? Nobody. That's the problem, dude.
Cincinnati in court. That's why this is a lawsuit.
Yeah, that's the only way.
And the issue is that the NCAA only cares if the NIL deals went through the clearinghouse. Well, okay, what are we hearing now? There are many lawsuits on deck right now waiting to be filed because they already know that their NIL deal is getting kicked out. And several of these lawsuits are based on the fact that it's taking far too long for the clearinghouse to approve the deal. So we're already on deck with that.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the NCAA has nothing to do with the conversation. I have zero problem with NIL, but I'd like to see it come with a buyout clause. They have them. To incentivize staying where you are. They have them. Brendan Sorsby is being sued by Cincinnati because he did not pay $1 million buyout that he was required to pay contractually. They have them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tom, I think what you should be saying instead of the buyout clause, man, is that there needs to be restrictions around how often someone can transfer.
Yes.
And so what's interesting about Sorsby's case is that it's not like he's transferred 8 times or that he's been in college football for 10 years. Like this, unless I'm wrong, unless I'm missing it, I think this is his first transfer at this level in his career. And so the first time he looks to move, the problem is he doesn't want to pay the NIL obligation. And I don't understand. I guess what I don't understand is why these kids think this is okay. Like, I'll always have an issue with dudes who make an agreement and then don't hold up their end, because what nobody wants to say, nobody wants to make it personal and say, hey, dude, you signed a contract and you're not holding up your end of the bargain. You think it's okay to not pay Cincinnati. You think that that's okay. Just on a like friend to friend, business to business level, not even like a college foot. Like if you said, hey, Brendan Shoresby signed a deal, he went and bought a car for $1 million and said he'd pay and then didn't, but is still driving the car. Like, that's an issue on a personal level. I wish more people would talk about that. I wish that more people would say, hey, like, what kind of example are you setting, dude? Like, do you even care about your reputation at all? Like, that's the wild part.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, Sorsby played at Indiana or Purdue. I can't remember. One of those shitty colleges before he transferred to correct Jake.
Okay. So it's his second transfer.
Correct. Like button casuals, a member for 38 months now.
Dude, we're quickly approaching 40. So it's March, so April, so May will be the 40th month.
We have been on this grind for how long now?
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. My question is, who's going to enforce these guys to pay the buyout? If they have no ruler, what's going to stop every player from doing it? A judge.
Nothing. Not that. But see, this is what I'm saying, dude. It's why every player's doing it.
Yeah.
Because there is no ruler. There is no, checks and balances for player movement. So again, let me retread the take that we've been retreading all offseason. Why is it that Lane Kiffin is getting crucified for the way he does the transfer portal when we're sitting here talking about that's how you have to do it to win ball games? Why are we crucifying Ryan Day? Why are we not looking at, the Dave Arandas or whoever you want to point to in the Big 12 and saying, hey, dude, like, you guys are not doing what's required right now. As nasty of a business as it is, you're not doing what's required to win ball games. And then you want to complain when you don't have the same access, or you didn't get the pro rata you deserve, or the newer schools that came into the conference are better than you sooner. Like that's the problem, dude. And I understand that it's not fun, or it's not doing things the right way right now, but like what choice do you have as a head coach? Like, you do have a choice as a player, but what choice do you have as a head coach but to go out there and meddle and operate in the gray area? Like, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting conversation. I really, really do. All right, real quick, breaking news in the National Football League. The Dolphins have officially released Tua Tagovailoa with a June 1st designation. They released a statement thanking Tua for all of his contributions to the Dolphins.
Whatever.
They now carry the largest cap hit in the history of the National Football League at $99 million in dead money, split over 2 seasons, so they can at least mitigate it that way. This was inevitable. The Tua Tagovailoa extension was the worst quarterback contract in the history of the NFL, in my opinion. We said that at the time, so this is not something where I'm being hindsight 2020, but as usual, I'm right about a quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa was never going to earn that money. He was going to be paid a buyout as he is now, and they're going to move on with their lives. I have no idea if Tua ever plays again. I think he is going to be very difficult to get an insurance policy on because of his concussion history. And frankly, I just think it's going to be very hard to find a fit for a left-handed quarterback who's injury prone as anything other than a backup. And I don't know that he'll want to be a backup, because it's very clear that Tua Tagovailoa doesn't love being an NFL quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult situation. I don't doubt Tua's love for playing the game. I think that his unfortunate experience in the game is what makes it difficult. And
unfortunate experience.
Yeah, not learning how to fall until you've fallen 10 times, not learning how to not get hit until you've been hit 20 times, like, all those things. I don't know, man. Tua, I never would have drafted Tua. I've never been on the Tua bandwagon. He's never been the guy that I would have chosen. I am staunchly against left-handed quarterbacks in the league. I think you're asking for trouble. I think everybody who's like, well, Mike Vick was good. Yeah, but Mike Vick was also once in a generation, dude. Once in 100-year player who could get away with it. And Tua's not Mike Vick. And I think that it's just this thing where bad organizations are bad for a reason. You made a bad decision there. And I
Correct.
get it. He was an Alabama guy. I get it that, he was a Saban guy. Totally understand. Okay. But you're the Dolphins. You need a franchise guy. Franchise guys in the league are not defined by left-handed and sub 6 feet tall. It's just not it. And
I agree.
And the problem is that I look around the league and that this is two guys who have a lot in common in the last 10 days who have been released. Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa are both guys who are shorter quarterbacks, who run around a lot, who take hits, and who have had big injuries, and are now looking for their next destination. At least with Kyler, he's proven to be able to push the ball down the field. And I think if he got under the right system, he actually would be a really dynamic talent. So I hope he does go to Minnesota. But I think that the league needs to learn its lesson at some point. And I think we're starting to see that.
Well, the Dolphins aren't learning their lesson because you look at Tyreek Hill's dead money. You look at Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey, Tua Tagovailoa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're into the hundreds of millions of dollars in dead cap money annually. I'd have to look up there, but I'm pretty sure Terran Armstead's like $10 million in dead money. Isn't Jalen's 20? I should just look, but I'm pretty sure Tyreek's 30, Jalen's 20, and Terran's 10. According to Spotrac. Yes, Tyreek is 28 or so 28 million. 28.2. Jalen's 21. Terran Armstead's 10.7. Ooh. Zach Wilson's 3.8. Jonnu Smith is 1.6. Matt Judon's 1.3. I mean, they're the money they're not going to pay people to play is incredible. But it's different than Deshaun Watson because you paid Tua Tagovailoa to be your franchise quarterback, knowing he had an injury history, knowing he had concussions, and most people knew he was never going to be able to fulfill that contract. You did it anyway. Yeah, it's incredible. When will NFL teams learn Alabama QBs are trash? When has one ever worked out? Joe Namath? Jalen Hurts? Didn't the Dolphins almost make the playoffs when Tyreek showed up? They did. They can't win in cold weather. But almost making the playoffs is not good enough with those paychecks, dude.
No.
Dude. Tua turned the ball over. Well, concussions make the ball fall out of your hand.
Yeah, Tua turned the ball over and don't want to play Ederson can, have lunch together at some point.
Don't want to play. Okay. Don't want to play Ederson catching a stray.
Yes.
Well, he is staying at Kansas for another year. Fair point. Yeah. Kenny Stabler. Yeah, Alabama sucks. Cam Harrison. Hello, Cam. What's going on, Cam? Good to see you. I think I think Tua Tagovailoa is the worst quarterback contract in the history of the NFL. You knew what you were getting. You knew what the outcome was going to be. And now, allegedly, he's fat again, too. Did anybody see Albert Pujols?
He's fat again.
Well, dude needs to lay off the Mac salad. Like, who are we kidding?
Bro went to more betters and got like 4 plates instead of 1, dude.
God, what I wouldn't give for Mo Bettas. Mo Bettas is the best Hawaiian style restaurant in the state of Utah. I'm telling you.
Dude, bro. Okay,
Bro,
wait. So
there was within 1 block of each other in Utah, within 1 block, within 1,000 feet, there was a Five Guys and a Mo Bettas. Why would you do that to me? Like, you can't make me pick between my 2 favorite children. Oh, Mo Bettas is... You give me a double plate with extra chicken, extra Hawaiian sauce, teriyaki, double helping of Mac salad. Raise my cholesterol today.
Dude,
Like,
Albert Pujols looks good, dude. He doesn't look
Albert
fat.
Pujols is a fat ass.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Bro is looking nice right now, bro.
Oh,
Are
my
you serious?
yeah.
Look
Nice.
at these pictures of him, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, if you're filming an episode of My 600-Pound Life, that fat ass. He looks fine. I'm not an Albert Pujols
My
fan.
600-pound life.
Albert Pujols. You know. Yeah.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts has a championship ring. Yeah. Bama quarterbacks suck balls. Yeah. You know. I was working.
Dude,
I was
again,
on call last week.
Okay. So what rectory did you go to? What purification process happened last week?
Magic City.
Yeah.
How are the wings
did
at
you go to
Magic
Magic City, dude?
You know.
Yeah, bro.
Dude,
you're confirming.
Maybe I just need a trip to Dallas and Fort Worth. Nobody does.
No.
Now, Austin. I think I'm much more of a Houston guy than a Fort Worth guy. Listen again. I watched Landman. I watched a couple more episodes last night. You know, when baby goes to college and, you know, you're interrupting somebody's meditation, that's a serious problem. So just go have a pool party so that I can watch Landman comfortably. But my point is,
I'm a carb eating motherfucker.
I think I'm much more of a Houstonian than...
Why do you say?
Because I feel like Houston is my ancestral homeland.
James Harden says that the clubs in Houston are better.
Yeah, James, I only said it so that James would have this reaction right here. I have never been to Houston. I've been to Dallas many times, and I actually really like Tarrant County, boy.
Swamp ass Central, dude.
You know, it was the hottest I have ever been.
Bro.
Well, no, that's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. I was in Jupe about 20 years ago now at spring training. That's the hottest I've ever been. You know that intensity where there's just sweat dripping out of every orifice? That was Jupiter, Florida.
Dick Hammer.
Circa February 2006. Brutal.
So, James, I'm going to need some confirmation, dude. How was Magic City? Because you can't deny that you went and got some lemon pepper wings, dude.
You know,
how was it?
You know, I do like being near the water. So, you know, I'm excited. Newport is in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks. Newport Beach for 3 days. That's going to go by in 15 minutes. You know, how many QBs are washed by their second contract? Oh, my God.
Lots.
How many QBs don't make it out of their first contract? Rumor has it the Vikings are already trying to get JJ out of the building. Rumor has it. I think that's a well-known
dude. It's fact. Yeah, it's a fact, dude. They're going to dump his ass, and then they're going to sign Kyler and hopefully make the best of it.
Tom Dean says, James, you should try Magic City. I heard they have all you can eat tacos.
Dude, James. Dude, no. You're not going to disguise your trip to Magic City as working on a Saturday.
You
dude.
and I both know pedophile priests hang out at Magic City. James was doing due diligence.
Oh,
he was working. Okay,
he was getting intel.
He had his Kindle white paper, and he was just doing his book thing.
Name, image, and likeness.
And he was there for the research of it, because we all know that James is a guy who he needs free Amazon gift cards so that he can restock his Kindle white paper. And I guarantee you, James is rocking a Kindle white paper. Now, he's also got the little screen protector and the little satchel that hangs around your neck. Hey, man, that's all part of it. Listen, if you Kindle on a level where your kindling is kindling and it's just a Kindle thing, I mean,
the Kindle King.
Yeah, you do what you do, and it's who we are
I'm the best there is.
Are doing what we're doing, so we do what we do. And that's who James is. He does what he does. And he has a Kindle white paper that he drips lemon pepper wing juice on, or other juice. Yeah, but I don't want to judge people. James was at Magic City doing due diligence.
Yeah.
You know it. I know it. And he happened to get some wings.
But he didn't step foot inside the building on a technicality.
Curbside to go.
Yeah.
Curbside. And they were not boneless. Trust me when I tell you, strip clubs don't have anything but bones.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah. James, there is such a thing as working lunch.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. James is writing a book.
James, why do you have the Wi-Fi password to Magic City?
You can't write a book without doing research, right? Like you can't do that. James is a professional. He was on call Saturday.
All due respect.
The girls inside were going to call when the pedophile priest showed up. I mean, that's the look on James's face when he sees the phone ring. And it says Trinity, Magic City. Okay, real quick. Let's spend 1 minute in the comment section. Best stripper name. Go.
Dude. Oh my God.
Candy, Trinity, Venus. Best stripper names. I don't know. Cinnamon roll.
Here's Gabe's take on it. James was doing, quote, due diligence. That's an odd stage name, but whatever.
Oh, that's so good. Yes, Angel.
Yes.
Destiny. Candy Lacey. Okay. Dana Marie waited in the trunk of the Civic. She was doing photography through the keyhole. Star, yes. Chandelier, yes. Star is a really good one. Here's Star. Right? Lola. I knew a stripper named Lola once. Ooh, Hey, listen, man.
Bro, you need to just keep on moving down the line, brother.
Moving. Mercedes, Audi. How about Audi? Don't you love the strippers who use car brands? Here's Pinto. All right, everybody. Give it up for Grand Cherokee on stage now. Here's Evoque. Right? Like,
wow, dude.
Yeah, she's a Land Rover, all right.
Right.
Melania. Okay.
Oh, right.
Velvet. Diamond. Yes. How did we not think of Diamond?
See, Jimmy, always coming through, dude.
Yes. Pixar Mom. Yes. Here's Pixar Mom. All right, everybody give it up. Here's Pixar Mom. Big round of applause. Grease up the pole, boys. It could happen.
So, James, who did you talk to? James, who did you speak to when you got that Windows service?
Porsche, yeah. All right, everybody, welcome Porsche to the stage. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? What?
Porsche.
Hey, here's Porsche to the stage. All right. Check out the trunk on that one. V6, twin turbo. Yeah, I'd say so. Anyone
Hot
named
ass.
after a car, Porsche. Any name followed by Lynn. Exactly right. All right, everybody, give it up for
Starlin.
Jenny Lynn. All right, Jenny Lynn. You know you're a if it's 2:00 in the afternoon and you're snacking on lemon pepper wings and Starlin's on the stage, you're in a bad spot.
James.
You're not probably in the right place. Yeah, exactly. All right, big round of applause. Get those dollar bills ready for Koenigsegg. Okay.
Bro. Again, I'd like to point out the viral photo of Magic City going around Twitter did have a white Ferrari out front. So this is not too far off the beaten path, bro.
How did we forget this one? Okay, everybody, give it up for Lexus. I actually know Alexis.
Yeah.
You know, Cherry. Yes. Give it up for Toyota and look at the spare tire on this one. My God, yes. Open the trunk, sweetheart. Gas money ain't cheap. Lamborghini, yes, exactly right. Dodge, yeah, you want to dodge that one. Don't ram it. You know. See, TCU James contributing to the showgram. You know, look at Maury. 38 months, Maury. Florida greater than Texas. James is working it. Polar no. You know, Florida greater than Texas. The problem is it just gets so humid in Florida.
Dude, they both get ass humid. Like, let's not even deny it. Like, Florida's worse, but Texas gets so humid, dude. It's nasty.
Florida is a golf trip. I don't think I could ever live there.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever live there. It is so hot. I just don't think I could do it. What?
Jimmy, dude, can you chill, bro? Like, UConn for those who want a little extra. Thanks, bro. Thank you. Thank you, dude.
She's got a third row seat. Look at all the space in that trunk. Yeah. Lemon Pepper Lynn, exactly right.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah. Lemon Pepper Lynn.
Yeah.
If your stripper's name is Lemon Pepper, what do? I have no idea.
You go to the Atlanta Hawks arena on the 16th.
Jake, did you date a Peaches, or wasn't there a waitress named Peaches who liked you?
I was approached at a bar at the Bar Cheesecake Factory in Bellaterra by a female named Peaches, claiming to be like ex-military or something at one point.
Was she texting you? Wasn't that your psycho ex-girlfriend or something?
I don't remember.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember talking to her at the bar, but I don't remember. Yeah.
So long ago. Look. Okay, TCU James. My parents live in Florida. Texas is much better. I can drive to see ACC, Big 12, SEC, and soon the Pac-12 games.
So those are all different clubs that you like to go to for lemon pepper wings.
No,
right?
But here's my question. You're saying that's a good thing. Don't you want to leave states that have Pac-12 sports? That's what I thought we were all trying to do. It could be wrong.
I mean,
you know,
I don't know, dude. I mean, again, Texas State is, you know, the 7th best team in Texas now. So, I mean, you know, James does have, you know, he does have a dichotomy of options here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's so many different ways to spell Ashley.
Dude, live in Utah for a minute and you're going to find out.
Kylie. Kylan. You know.
Kylan.
Yeah. Yeah. Ley, Leigh, Lee.
Dude, if your parents name you Kylan, are you not hearing Kaylin your whole life?
Dude.
Like,
There's so many awkward Lynn.
if you go Kai Lynn, people are calling you Kaylin like your whole life.
I mean, it is it's not good. It's not good. Like if you think about what is the worst?
Like Breland.
Breland's one. I think you would have to Shaylee with Shaylee Rogers. But there's just so many like cliche Utah names, like Michaela. There's 100 different ways to spell Michaela.
Right.
You know, they love those.
Right.
Breland. How many fucking Brelands are there in Utah? Like, I mean,
just so you can go to Pound Town.
There's so many Brelands. McKaylee is a name. Marcus does not believe that anybody is. Who's stupid enough to go with McKaylee?
Dude, I promise you,
brother,
that there is lots of stupid people that I've come to meet in Salt Lake who have named their kid Brixley.
I mean,
did you understand this country went on a run of naming their kids Nevea because that's heaven spelled backwards? You get that, right?
All right, everybody, welcome Avion to the stage.
Dude. Bro, we're just printing brand new Miss Teen USAs, bro. That's all we're doing.
She's tag teaming with Nevea.
Like, come on, bro.
Nevea.
Like, dude. Like, who does that? Honestly, like, when did we get away from, like, you know, Olivia or Jennifer or like the strong female classy names?
Brutal. Tom, I stand by my point. If these guys cover college football, they should live in Texas.
No, hell no, dude. No.
There's no. So only if the only way to cover college football is to live in Texas. Well, you know, I'm sure all the Pete Nakoses of the world are real estate shopping in Austin. You know, names like a sports car, but used like a school bus. Let's welcome Miata. All right, everybody, welcome the Lobster to the stage.
Dude,
all right.
okay, bro, I'm gonna give you your flowers on this one, okay? You have been trying for the last couple of weeks to break into the funny group on this show, and I believe you just did that with this one. That's legitimately funny, dude. That's a great comment.
If you lived in Texas, you could see football in 4 different conferences.
But nobody gives a damn about conferences. Like, I don't care, dude.
Texas State should not play football, let alone be in a conference.
And by the way, I'd like to point out they're not actually in another conference yet, right? Like that, like they haven't played a game yet for this alleged conference that's trying to exist on the West Coast.
Anybody that's excited about Texas State football, you might need a new Kindle. What kind of Kindle do you have, James?
Is a Kindle paper an actual thing, or are you just ball busting?
No, it's called white paper because go look it up.
Paper white.
Same fucking thing. I'm being corrected. It's a Kindle paper white.
Oh my God.
Which is different than a paper wipe. See, I'm a man. I have very little, but I have testosterone in my blood, so I don't know the name of different Kindles.
Oh, look at James even knows the length. Look at this.
God, you ain't had nothing 8 inches in your entire life.
Can you measure it?
Kindle Fire 8 inches, buddy. My Kindle Fire, it's 8 inches and it's fire. Ask your mom.
Dude, I cannot believe you thought it was a good idea to roll in with 8 inches, bro. Come on.
Come on. James pivoting so we stop talking about his Magic City wing obsession. And if you didn't see it last week, it's ECU James, who is a pastor and whose life's work is never mind. James said that because the Atlanta Hawks last week did a promotion with Magic City, the strip club in Atlanta, and they included lemon pepper wings. James said he wouldn't go to the strip club, but if they did curbside delivery of their lemon pepper wings, he would buy wings from them. To which I said, well, you'd be supporting pornography. He said, no, I'm just buying wings. And I said, exactly.
Oh, I'm just buying wings.
Exactly. Because when you pump your money into wings at a strip club, you know, yeah, I'm just there for the $5 lunch, man. What's the problem?
Bro, you went full pump and dump mode in Magic City for their wings. You can't deny that you're involved. You just can't. There's no way.
I think James has shifted the tone and tenor of his comments. James seems angry with us, and he's only here begrudgingly on a daily basis. So, listen, I'm not obsessed with Magic City wings. I'm obsessed with the new Whopper. No, I'm not playing your stupid game. My wife had an Impossible Whopper over the weekend.
And
it was very good.
Yeah.
No, I went double cheeseburger. My wife was in that hangry stage where if we didn't get something to eat, I was probably getting divorced.
Crisis lockdown mode.
I'm telling you, the double cheeseburger at Burger King is undefeated. Undefeated. James loves them chicken wings, legs, and thighs. He's a thigh guy. Any good man is a thigh guy. You know, and stuff. Can you do an 18-hour marathon even if we keep talking about stripper names just to distract from the news? I can.
Dude, this is what I'm talking about right here. And me and Monty have been talking about the show more and how we can cultivate more with the show and what other things we can do. And topics like this one that are just organically created from the comments section are the best topics. Like, I don't even disagree, dude. Like it is talking about an aspiring priest getting wings from Magic City because they're doing Magic City Monday on the 16th at the Atlanta Hawks Arena.
An aspiring priest
is what this show is about, dude. And Monty getting corrected for calling an Amazon Kindle white paper instead of paper white.
Paper white. She does not have a sense of humor today. It's this time change. Can we talk about the time change real quick?
Yes. Dude, ass. Terrible.
I don't know why we decided we need to. The only thing I want to do is just keep falling back an hour. Just keep falling back an hour. That's every week. Every Sunday, the clock turns back 1 hour. We'll be sleeping at 2:00 in the afternoon eventually, but at least we won't be falling forward. Like, it is brutal. This time, my dog is passed out in bed still. And justifiably so.
I would
be.
This
time change sucks.
Yeah, I would be.
I hate it. I am not. Yeah. There's no reason to change.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about not being able to fall asleep last night. I mean, legitimately, I'm laying in bed and I'm like, dude, like, I'm wide awake, bro. Like, I can't fall asleep. What?
And then I can't read it. Buddy got fully filtered for something he said that had to do with open borders, and before I could even get it out of my mouth, I'm trying to go read what he said. He got.
Yeah, it looks like he
filtered.
cursed. He cursed in his comment. I think that's why I got.
Oh,
filtered.
did he really?
Yeah.
I had to go back and see it. So
bro,
wait,
you understand, bro? You understand? We're out here talking about wings and strippers, and you're coming in here trying to talk. And I would point out, you're trying to criticize us about something we haven't even talked about today.
Yeah. This time change is brutal. Yeah. I don't I don't love it. The time change has everyone in bad moods. I think so. Time change sucks. Yes, it does, James. You know, cultivated what? A cesspool? Exactly.
Just saying.
Exactly. You know,
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what he said. Yeah. Okay. There you go. It's a great Monday conversation to get us all motivated. Yeah.
Little booty, some wings. I mean, James, like, what's the problem, dude? I mean, how would that not motivate you, dude?
I don't know how that would motivate you. Let's put a bow around this White House meeting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is Cody Campbell, based on what Donnie said about Cody Campbell, is Cody Campbell the most influential person in the Big 12? I think there's some credence to that belief. There's a lot of people who think Cody Campbell's the most influential voice in the Big 12. I think there's some real weight behind that.
Yeah, I understand why people would draw the connection. I mean, I get that he's got the ear of the president. I understand that. But I would also contend that having the ear of the president doesn't really do a whole lot for you right now, based on the prevailing sentiment, what you would need to do with Congress. It's more than just like, hey, Dad, give me $5 to go and do this. It's like, hey, like, we got to get a lot of people to sign on to something to make change. So, I mean, I think if you look at the process, you need Congress, whether you like it or not. An executive order is not getting it done. And I think that, I just think that I'm more than happy to admit I don't want it to be Cody Campbell as the most influential person in the Big 12. I just think that's a really dangerous game to play. I think that, again, we're all sitting here in a time when everyone who voted for the president is now unhappy with the things that have happened. And I can't help but draw comparisons when I see a billionaire, doing what he's doing in the Big 12 and then going straight to the White House to try to get help with it. And that's where I'm like, yeah, maybe this conference is heading in the wrong direction, dude. Maybe it's not about like it's a fair question, but maybe it's not even about that anymore. Maybe we've moved on to long-term, is the Big 12, like 10 years from now, if we don't have a new entity, is the Big 12 still surviving and operating? I mean, I think
it's an interesting point. I mean,
I think that this smash capital thing combined with the transfer portal, like you got some dangerous things here, man. You've got some dangerous mixings of this cake, if you will. And I think that I just don't want this conference to be like, yeah, we need a bunch of money from Smash, and then Cody Campbell is going to lead the way, and that's going to do well for us. Because I think that would be the end of the Big 12, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that you have to understand how Donald Trump works. And I think if you have money, and if you have influence, if you work in the right sectors, Cody Campbell checks all those boxes. Cody Campbell's on television. He works in gas and oil, and he's a multimillionaire, a billionaire, if you look at his net worth. And he throws his money around. And I think that those are the guys that tend to garner Donald Trump's attention. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think when you look at Cody Campbell has influence that Donald Trump wants a part of. That's why when Donald Trump heaps effusive praise on somebody, you know that there is
a trade,
something working there. Right? Like, I mean, you know that there's something working there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when you look at guys that had a voice at that table, obviously he throat slams Nick Saban all the time. I think you look at Cody Campbell, like you look at Greg Sankey, you look at the guys. Greg Sankey and Donald Trump regularly play golf. You look at the guys that had a prominent voice in that meeting. Who was really surprised by who we saw speak?
Yeah, nobody.
There was no new voice. There was no young, energetic voice. There was no, voice from a young college athlete of affluence. That didn't happen. But Clay Travis got an invite.
Mm-hmm.
But not a single college athlete got an invite. but Cody Campbell got an invite. And I think Cody Campbell, I think he is the most influential as far as White House and politics go. Cody Campbell actually getting stuff done. Brett Yormark. Because I think Brett Yormark has set the standard. And you look at the Big 12 tournament tipping off, and obviously this floor is very controversial. This floor better perform tomorrow. This is a hugely controversial thing. And from what I understand, they have had a lot of games played on these floors already. So they're pretty comfortable with how it's going to react. They're pretty comfortable with how it's going to play. It'll be interesting to see what the players say about the floor when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Because it is essentially a plexi floor. So I'm very interested to see. But you listen to the voices in the room and you listen to the things that guys like Nick Saban said. I don't think there's any doubt friends of Donnie spoke.
You know, my goal as a coach for my players, for our players, was to help them be more successful in life, that we would create an atmosphere and environment that would help them through personal development, academic support, 668 degrees in 17 years at Alabama, and help them develop a career as a football player. That was our goal, so that they were creating value in life and we were preparing them for their future past athletics. So we need to develop an effective system of revenue sharing, authentic name, image, and likeness, authentic being you have marketing value, which now we have collectives, which just create opportunities, which just become pay for play. Eligibility issues where we have guys playing 6, 7, and 8 years. So you have 25 and 26-year-old people playing against 18 and 19-year-olds, which is not healthy. Transfer rules, we have over 4,000 people in the portal. Fans don't like it. Support groups don't like it. It's not really healthy for players in graduation to transfer several times in your career. You really put yourself in a pickle in terms of your ability to graduate. So I think we need to come up with a system, and we obviously have to do it with the president's leadership and also with Congress probably, whether it's antitrust legislation or whatever it is, to allow student athletes in all sports, including women's and Olympic sports, to enhance their quality of life while going to college, but still provide opportunity to advance themselves beyond their athletic career, which is what.
Hey, that's all well and good. That's all well and good. I don't think you can, you can sit here and what did Donald Trump talk about putting the toothpaste back in the tube or whatever the analogy that was made about it? You can put the toothpaste back in the, oh wait, you can't. You can't. The education piece, I think, is neat and cool to talk about. It's not practical. Because the problem with, and I think the thing that so many people don't think about, do kids today that are only in college to play basketball and football, do they show up prepared to get a 4-year college degree? Are they academically on par with the rest of the student body at that university? No, they're not. Are they set up to succeed? No, they're not. They're just not. That's not where we are educationally in this country. That part is, you're never going to fix that, because our kindergartens, our elementary schools, our high schools, middle schools, they're not preparing kids to succeed in college. They're not. You look at all these kids that go to IMG Academy. Do you think IMG Academy alum are set up to succeed in college? No, they're not. They're simply not. And we can sit here and fantasize about that. The education piece is a neat talking point. What I'm telling you is you need to fix the transfer portal. That's how you fix this. And Brett Yormark is working on that. Brett Yormark and the Big 12 are working on that.
Yeah.
This Brendan Sorsby situation, you need to watch that, because that happened interconference. That's Cincinnati to Texas Tech. And you're really going to let that pass, Brett Yormark? Because that's the guy who can fix it. You want to fix the Brendan Sorsby problem, you go to Brett Yormark. So, Jay Chapman, big money has a mighty voice. Big money makes no sound. Okay. I guess we're being philosophers today. If Cody wore a vest, Jake would feel different. If Dan wore a vest, instant Jake climax.
Okay.
I got my wife a new vest this weekend. The Patagonia vest is the best vest. So.
Okay. Yeah, man.
You know, I almost got a North Face vest. Walked into North Face in Bellevue last weekend. Not this past weekend, the weekend before. And I said, hey, do you have this vest in a 2X? We don't carry 2X in the store, fat ass. The guy says to me, we don't carry 2X in the store. I said, well, I know that you do. I've seen them here before. We don't carry 2X. What do you think I did?
Went and found a 2X vest.
Well, there's exceptions to every rule. I said to the guy, do you want me to look through the rest of these and find you another one? And he just turned and walked away. I'll never buy a vest from North Face now. You're dead to me. Patagonia, all day long. I asked a guy in Patagonia to find me a 3X vest. He bought me every color they had in 3X. Now the vest is 5 times too big. It's not really the point. But if I'm going to pay you $200 for a vest, which is outrageous, at least at Patagonia, it's got a lifetime fix or replace warranty on it. Lifetime fix or replace warranty on it. And it's a phenomenal vest. Got my wife into a Patagonia vest this weekend. Matchy. We're gonna smash in those vests, I guarantee it. Tillman Fertitta, I said never mind. Tillman Fertitta and Cody Campbell, a lot of money between those two for Tech in Houston, indeed. You can tell the issue that the guy who called the meeting cares about by looking at who they invite to their meeting. Indeed.
Correct.
Clay Travis. Explain that to me. Clay Travis.
Your friends. That's the explanation.
I guess. Some of these kids would never even go to college at all if they could go straight to the NFL or NBA. I would agree with that. I would agree. Dougie. Student athletes that have the goal to go pro, 99% are not going to put any effort into getting their degrees. 99% is a little heavy. You know, no commission for you, banned 1 year. Okay. LOL, if that guy, you should leave a review, Monty. That guy should lose his job. You know, just saying. Monty went pretty woman on the North Face employee. It's wild to me. Like, do you understand? And now that I wear a 2X and I can shop at any store I want, it's wild to me how much bias and how much more fat people have to pay for clothes for no reason. When I was wearing 5X, you couldn't shop in a store to find it.
No.
And online, it's ridiculous. Once you get down to normal size human being, like 2X XL, now that I wear a size 36 waist, I can shop in any store I want. Like walking into Travis Matthew last weekend, got the Travis Matthew pants on. Like you understand how much bias and extra money you were putting out for being fat. Being fat is expensive.
Yeah.
There is no question about that. There is no question about that. All right. Let me ask you about AJ Debinsa. Do you guys buy into AJ Debinsa?
The gimmick.
I think it's a gimmick. Do you believe AJ Debinsa?
Do you consider this game and this crowd and how special it was for you tonight, that it might be your final game here? How does that weigh into your future?
I mean, it might not be. So that's all I'm saying.
Look at the look he gives the camera. Like, we're going to run this back. Don't even listen to him talk. Just notice how he looks right into the camera, really subtly, as if to say everything he needs to say without saying a word.
Do you consider this game and this crowd and how special it was for you tonight, that it might be your final game here? How does that weigh into your future?
I mean, it might not be. So that's all I'm saying.
Come on, dude. But you're
and
going
this
to the
is
league.
multiple times now where he said, well, I'm considering coming back. My mom wants me to get a degree. He's going to the league. He had another dominant performance that now they beat Texas Tech over the weekend, and he was sensational and got no help from the officials. None.
Dude, it's just this team is the epitome of ride the emotion. That's all this team is, man. And take nothing away from AJ. I agree, sensational, great game, everything you'd want. I'm with that 100%. But BYU basketball is I mean, they're here some nights and not here the other night. They're the epitome of yeah, we're gonna show up sometimes and a lot of times we won't. And I love how it's like, oh, we're back and we beat Texas Tech and it's incredible and wow, amazing. And then you're going to lose to like the 50th ranked team in the country next week.
Yep.
And BYU fans going to be in the gutter again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how confident I am in BYU as a team. Do I believe they can make a run through the tournament? Sure. But AJ DeBance is going to the NBA, as he should. And, I've obviously matriculated down the field on AJ DeBance. I think that several weeks, a month ago, AJ was definitely a lock to stay in school. He needed to stay in school. They were losing. He was not playing well. The Richie Saunders injury was the catalyst for this new AJ DeBance, because he was not good the first few games that they lost him. Now he's just a dominant player. And he was clearly the best player on the floor. He is routinely being fouled and there's no whistle being blown. It's one of the most egregious things I think I've ever seen. Like the officials not calling fouls for AJ DeBance is incredible. Because he's getting crushed and they are doing nothing, which is amazing. Let's see. Jason, 25. If you are a top 5 pick, you're taking a huge risk if you come back. It's not difficult to be a top 5 pick. It really is not. You want to be, and this is the don't want to Platerson thing at Kansas. Should he come out if he's number 2? Probably. But I think he's number 3. I think AJ's 1, Boozer's 2, and then don't want to Platerson. So I think I would go, if I were Darren Peterson, I would very strongly consider going back.
Yeah. I mean, this is the problem with this draft, dude. There are issues with each pick. There is not a no doubt about it home run, like just absolutely perfect pick. And I think that, Boozer is an interesting one. I think nobody doubts his ability. I think what people doubt is his application on an NBA team in the league. Like physically, what's he able to do in the league? I think a lot of people wonder about that. And obviously playing at Duke, that helps you a little bit with that. Duke has a long and storied track record of putting dudes in the league who are,
Who can play.
Yeah, who can play, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that playing at Duke really helps you. I think that Darren Peterson is damaged goods at this point. I think he's done so much to hurt his brand and reputation. I think that NBA executives don't want drama. They don't want to deal with guys who don't want to play constantly. And whether he does or he doesn't, the reputation is that he's not trying to play 40 minutes every night. That's just not his reputation. So I probably, in this draft, if they're all 3 available, I'm probably still taking AJ. I think he's got the clearest developmental path in the league. I think you can do a lot with his game. He needs to work hard and keep doing it, but he could be really good. But I don't love this draft overall. And so when we're sitting here talking about like taking risk by going back to school, I don't know that I would agree with that, dude. These guys are making a lot of money in school. They have a pretty easy existence. if you get hurt, you get hurt. But I don't think in modern day NBA terms, like we just saw Jason Tatum come back over the weekend 8 months after his Achilles. Like I don't think that if you have a knee injury or some type of injury, that would sway a team from drafting you if you have a good reputation. Which is why I say for Peterson, go to the league now.
Who?
Don't want to Peterson.
At Kansas. Yeah.
At Kansas and Lawrence. Go to the league now, get drafted, get your business taken care of, and move on with your life. Just is what it is.
Bro, are you out of your mind? Darren Peterson has by far the most upside. It's not even close. The problem is he doesn't have the mentals. You look at the projections, the forecast on these two guys. Darren Peterson is an all-NBA player. Every single projection. I mean, the problem with AJ is AJ doesn't have the strength yet, because he'll get there. He hasn't had the growth spurt physically that a Cooper Flagg had. Right? So it's going to take him time to adjust to the NBA, and he's not a killer. Darren Peterson is a killer who's got all the handles, all that he can make shots at every level. Like, there is no question Darren Peterson has the most upside. It's not close.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is he's giving away a lot of money by not being the number one pick. And he's giving away because he doesn't want to play basketball in college. Because I think Boozer goes number 2. I was looking at all of the projections. Boozer's number 2. And as he should be. I mean, I think it's AJ 1, Boozer 2, don't want to play Peterson 3.
Yeah,
if the draft were today and all of them went out.
Yeah.
I think it'd be those 3. Darren Peterson's going to have an awfully difficult time explaining away the things that he said and done and that Bill Self has said and done. Not starting games now. So you either don't want to play or you're being protected from injury. Neither one is good. You're not the number one pick.
Yeah.
You can spin this stuff, but the truth is the truth. If you are not starting and you are not finishing, you can't be the number one pick in the NBA draft.
Agreed.
It's as simple as that. So I think AJ DeBance's number one pick, and he absolutely should go out.
And you know how this goes for guys like Darren Peterson. They do the interviews, and that's when all the stuff starts to come out. That, like, you know, I highly doubt he'd do the combine, you know, or anything like that. But he'll do the interviews, and he'll talk to these people, and they will ask those hard questions, dude. They will have no problem saying, "Hey, dude, like, this is how we perceive you. Is how much of this is true and what's not true and what actually happened." And then, because you know what the problem's going to be, his story better well be rehearsed and be the same to everybody. Because if it's not, then you're going to start to have more problems than you already do. And that's what I think is tough. And yeah, when your head coach is out here saying the way to solve the problem is play more, like that's a pretty damning indictment, dude. You don't hear that much.
You don't hear that at all. You really don't. All right, real quick, one more BYU story while I got it sitting here. Jake doesn't apologize often, almost never on this show. Are you ready to apologize for the
absolutely
bad?
Absolutely not. Nope.
What do you mean no?
Absolutely not, dude. If the guy can't make this throw in practice, he shouldn't be a quarterback.
Like,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, dude. This is not difficult.
So he gets no credit for having vastly improved mechanics.
You can't see his leg. Play the clip. You can't see his leg.
Okay, this is one clip. And yeah, you can see his leg.
Yeah, and
look,
he's still rising
throwing
up
off his front leg. It doesn't matter if he's rising up. That's his body motion. Look at the dime.
Yeah.
You're crazy. You are crazy.
I know.
Bear
I'm
Bachmeyer,
crazy. He's
Bear
going to be
Bachmeyer's.
a
If you
Heisman
go look at the film. There's a lot of film of my guy. That's strong. Bear Bachmeyer's film in spring. He has vastly better mechanics. I mean, much improved mechanics. And I am as sure as I have ever been. I am telling you that he has a chance. If this translates, Bear Bachmeyer has a chance to win the Heisman Trophy. Now, I think most people believe it's the beloved C.J. Carr, who's justifiably so the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy. But I am telling you, Bear Bachmeyer has a chance to be the best quarterback in the league. And you look at I am stunned at how much better his mechanics are. I can't even believe it. Just the structure of his throwing motion. It's unbelievable. And he looks a lot more built. He looks ready to play as a throwing quarterback. Like he had that fat ass, that thick trunk, because he was a runner. And you can't see it in that clip, but Bear Bachmeyer's got a legitimate shot.
Yeah.
Look at Jake rolling his eyes at me.
Than I am, dude. I think that this is a standard back shoulder fade, or not back shoulder, like pylon fade, into the end zone. I think that the guy can roll out of bed and make this throw. And I understand you're saying his mechanics look better. And
did he make that throw last year?
Not regularly, but I don't think they asked him to make that throw a whole lot. And I think that they have a new tight end who transferred in, who looks good, admittedly. I think that BYU has an opportunity to have another good season, but look, there's no escaping the expectations, right? Like the biggest indictment on him, yes, the mechanics, but reading the defense, knowing the offense, understanding what the defense is trying to do to you. Are you going to Avery Johnson this thing, or are you actually going to develop and show us what you can do? And that for me is the biggest question, because you're in a time and space at BYU where this is bigger than Bear Bachmeyer's developmental issues or the things he's working on. Like, Kalani, you just got an extension, dude. You just lost Jay Hill. You need to prove that you can, you can go out and handle attrition. And I think that's a very reasonable concern. Replacing a mid-tier defensive coordinator versus replacing Jay Hill is two different beasts. And I think that Jay Hill deserves a lot of respect for the defense he put out last year. And what that defense could do, because there's a reason it was an all-world defense, and it wasn't just a talent. And I just think that the quarterback position, if they're going to be successful, can no longer be a handicap, which is exactly what it was. And it's not his fault. I'm not saying he sucks, but now you don't have the excuse of it was my first year and I got thrown into something unexpectedly. Now you're prepared. Now you've had an offseason with the playbook. You've had an offseason to massage your mechanics. Like, now you got to come out and perform.
Had to bring up good old Cam Rising. Baylor Bears, didn't you? Had to bring him up. Great. Now James can get off on Big 12 IPF footage. You mean Bear throwing in the indoor facility, which is elite at BYU? Look at the tight spiral. Look at the ball turnover, which it never did last year. I'm telling you, he's going to be a monster. He is going to be a monster. I have no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Dude went 11-2 with 2 months of prep. Now with a full off season, it's time to see who he really is. Yeah.
Dude went 0-2 in the games that matter most. Let's see who he really is.
Well, he was always, Bear Bachmeyer was the ceiling last year at BYU. There's just no doubt about that. His limitations throwing the ball is why they could not even compete against Texas Tech multiple times. And you had the weapons, you had the line. You had everything you needed. You had the best running back in the conference who's back again. And LJ, Bear Bachmeier was the ceiling for BYU's offense. And that ceiling now is clearly the fact that his ball turns over like that. I mean, it tells you what he's working on.
It looks better. He's working on the right things. I agree with that. I do. But I am committed with BYU football and specifically with Bear Bachmeier to saying, hey, like, yes, it's one thing to be putting out the offseason tape. And I'm glad they do it at BYU. And I'm glad that he is improving and he is doing the things he needs to do, it would appear, to come back and have a great sophomore campaign. I don't doubt that. But here's the problem, Mapes. You want to look at it through blue glasses, dude. 11-2 got you nothing. I don't care about 11-2. You didn't go to the CFP, and you got your ass handed to you twice by Texas Tech. And you got your ass handed to you in the biggest game of your season on a neutral site. So I'm sorry. No, 11-2 isn't some badge of honor, bro. Like I don't think you quite understand what's on the line with Bear Bachmeier here. And let me be clear. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm not saying he sucks. What I'm saying is the expectations are through the roof at BYU football right now. And they have to prove that they can take this guy from, I wasn't expecting to play last year, to Big 12 championship in a season and a half. Like, I don't think you understand the task that's being asked of this football program right now, dude. Yeah. It's not a small thing. So, yes, do the mechanics look better? Yes. He's also in the indoor practice facility in the offseason practicing. It should look better. What's he going to look like against your first team? What's he going to look like in game?
But here's what I would ask you. Look at the last how many years? When you have a guy that's inexperienced and you see him come back, and Zach Wilson's a really good example of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jake Retzloff's a good example of this. When you have a guy that's just thrown into the fire without preparation and no mechanics, and Jake didn't have no mechanics, but I think you have rarely seen, especially in these parts, guys in Bear Bachmeier's position fail. Because you have elite coaching. You could say what you want about Aaron Roderick as a play caller, and he drives me crazy. He's an excellent quarterback developer.
I would agree. Track record at this point.
Yes. And you look at, and it's not even A-Rod. You look at John Beck, the quarterback guru at this point. Bears spent time working with John Beck. How long until we hear Bear talking about his time with John Beck?
Yeah, I mean, not soon enough, right? I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't been asked about it already.
And when you see these quarterbacks that get their first real experience, then come back for spring ball with much improved mechanics, those guys don't fail. Because Bear's already tough. We know that. So he can take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
He needed the ability to throw the ball accurately down the field, and he did not have that as a quarterback last year, which is why he wasn't asked to read defenses, which is what terrifies me about Fernando Mendoza. And it's why I'm going to continue to sit here and fight him. Maybe I'm not the only one anymore, but I was the original Ty Simpson's going to be a better quarterback than Fernando Mendoza.
Mm-hmm.
Because what does Ty Simpson have that Fernando Mendoza did not? Elite quarterback coaching, built in, popped out of my mom's thighs with mechanics. Bear Bachmeier had none of that because he had never been coached to become an elite thrower. Now he's being coached. You can see it, but we'll see. We'll see. Big breaking news in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys are trading for Rashawn Gary from the Packers. This is it. Does this replace Micah Parsons? Certainly not. Does this offset the loss of Micah Parsons? Yes. This is a big one. This is a very big one. The Cowboys were supposedly very close on Max Crosby and did not get the job done on Max Crosby. Rashawn Gary, is he Max Crosby? No. But this does get them very close. I think Rashawn Gary makes the Dallas Cowboys a much better defense.
So let me get this right, Jera. Just so we're on the same page here, okay? Because this is classic Jerry Jones. Hey, we're going to drag the hell out of our feet to not extend or pay Micah Parsons. We're going to pay other guys instead of paying Micah Parsons. Then we're going to trade Micah Parsons to Green Bay. Then after the season's over, we're going to go and get Rashawn Gary to replace Micah? Bro, I agree that you needed to make a deal like this. But this conversation, dude, is far greater than the deal itself, bro. Like, why didn't you, like, if you were this unwilling to pay Micah, why didn't you just trade him 3 seasons in or 4? Like, why didn't you just move on when you had, prime opportunity season after season? This is what I don't get about Jera, dude. Like, if you're going to trade Micah, if you're committed to not paying him because you want to pay other guys,
right?
Why trade him? Then go and get another guy just like him at his position from the team you just traded. Like, it's just weird, bro. It's just a weird philosophy, man.
I think it's a great get. I think you can't continue to go back and try and fix things. You have to move forward. They tried to get Max Crosby, couldn't get it done. Rashawn Gary's the guy has 15 sacks the last 2 years, 7.5 sacks. He plays a lot of games. I love it. I think it's a very good pickup. And I think when you start looking at the pieces on that defense now, all the deals they made last year, adding Rashawn Gary to that defensive front, I think this makes the Cowboys a better team.
Well, it certainly makes them a better team. I'm not even saying you're wrong about that, dude. I'm not saying you're wrong about that. But I guess it waters it down a little bit for me. Like, I take nothing away from Rashawn Gary. The guy's an impact player. He's going to make plays for them. But I just can't get over it, dude. I cannot get over the mockery here of Jerry Jones. Like, how do you do that? Like, I guess I do disagree a little bit that you can't keep trying to fix it. Is that not what he's doing here? Is he not saying? You can't
keep trying to fix it. No, he's rebuilding. You cannot continue.
He moved on from dude and made bad decisions in other areas of the cap.
Right, but you made a mistake. You're not always trying to overcome that. He's just trying to put himself in a position to acquire talent to fix their needs. And their needs right now are pressuring the quarterback. And Rashawn Gary does that at a high level. So I think he's another first-round pick, albeit, 6 years, 2019, Rashawn Gary. He's been a productive player. And he only had to give up a late-round pick in 2027 to get Rashawn Gary off their books, which they've been trying to do. I think it's a very good pickup.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Your hate of Jerry Jones is completely normal.
Yeah, I just think that I just view it as you don't have a choice, in my opinion. You don't have a choice as to whether you want to fix something or not. The decisions you've made in the past are still chasing you, right? Like the decision to not pay Micah when you should have paid him 2-3 seasons in. Because I think we all agree that with Micah's situation, we all would have extended Micah like 2 seasons in. You knew he was going to be a Hall of Famer. It was very clear. Like, you should have just taken care of him. You wouldn't even be here if you'd have done that. And I guess what's difficult is that if you're a Cowboy fan, you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, well, we spent a lot of time on this position the last season and a half. We spent a lot of time on this portion of our defense. And we're always talking about like a couple of things with the Cowboys. It's either injuries on defense, pass rushing, or the running back room. Those are the 3 things that I feel like the Cowboys are constantly talking about. And if it's not that, it's typically the O-line. You're almost never talking about the wide receiver room in terms of talent or what is available to you. You want to talk about Lamb and the drops. Okay, that's, that to me is different. But in terms of the roster and like what talent you have, it's what has defined the Cowboys in the last, I would say 7 to 10 seasons, those 3 areas. And I don't know, last year was just an injury riddled plague of a season. I don't even think that that's Jerry's fault, how many
100%.
injuries you had.
Yep.
But at some point, the decision of, hey, we're making, in my opinion, a bad decision with not extending Micah early on. Now he's gone, and now you're having to, replace that portion of your. I just think he may not want to, but I don't think he was given much of a choice. You had to have more pass rushing, and that's what's hard. And again, we'll see how it turns out. Rashawn Gary's a good player. He will make plays for them. He will make an impact. And I agree, it's a good pickup. Just if you're just looking purely at this year's roster, it's a good pickup. Like, that's good talent. But
I mean, the addition you put in with Quinnen Williams, it's hard to argue that they're going to have.
Should be able to stop the run.
I mean, you look at the production they got up front, and you start to understand that where he fits in. I mean, I really like Quinnen Williams. I can't recall the defensive tackle, Kenny Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Clark, Williams, Rashawn Gary, over Sean Murray, Fowler, Jadeveon Clowney, Solomon Thomas, certainly. Like you had pieces. It just didn't come together until it was too late.
Yeah.
And I also think this whole situation with George Pickens and trying to get obviously reworking Dak's deal, reworking CD's deal, which I think CD Lamb's one of the worst contracts in the NFL. You have a lot to like. I mean, didn't they make Brandon Aubrey the highest paid kicker in the history of the NFL? There's a lot going on in Dallas this morning, and it feels like this is a really good move. This is a really good move. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this all comes together, because I think that, and I hate to say this out loud, the New York Giants are going to be significantly better this year than they were last year. And if you get Malik back and you start looking at, I don't know what to make of the Eagles. That's a dysfunctional team. Washington's kind of a mess. But I think when you start looking at some of the moves, it's going to be tough to come out of that division. I think it's going to be very difficult to come out of that division. And all of the deals, Terrence Steele's deal being reworked in Dallas, I thought was really significant. I'm just looking at the deals they've made. But if you're Washington, how long do you have to compete with Jaden Daniels still on his rookie deal? They have a lot of cap space there that they can use. Like, the East is going to be very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
The East is going to be very
John
difficult.
Harbaugh going to the Giants, which I think is.
I think the Giants are going to be significantly better.
Yeah, I think John's probably worth 2 or 3 wins on his own, in my opinion. I think better culture, more discipline in how you play the game. Like, those are wins. He will help you win a few more games just from that standpoint alone. So I think, I think the Giants, that division is the Eagles, the Giants, and the Cowboys should all be grinding it out this year in that division. And I think that Dak needs to find a way just to replicate and do what he did last year, this year. And, they got to find a way to stay healthy, man. And it's a really curious thing. All the injuries and all the issues you had on your defense. I do, talking about Rashawn Gary, it does make me wonder if maybe they're going to switch back to a 3-4 and spend more money in the secondary on DBs and try to play that kind of game as a defense. Like, especially when you consider that they've got the Jadeveon Clowneys of the world that they can kind of manipulate and move around and put in different places. So I don't know. I think that Rashawn Gary gives them options, but as a division, I think that the division is just way, way better, and the NFL is way, way better overall when the Giants are at least playoff good. They don't even need to be Super Bowl good, but just good enough to where they can beat anybody they play on any given Sunday, I think is really helpful. And it seems they're going that direction. But again, can John get Buddy to stop taking massive hits on the sideline, right? Can John get Jackson Dart to protect himself more? Well, that will be interesting to see.
Well, and they got to stay healthy. obviously, Scadaboo's injury was huge. With the new defensive staff, they're moving more towards a 3-4 base. There's no question this is a move to a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
I think with Gary. There is no doubt about that. But none of the moves that the Cowboys make are going to matter until they win a playoff game. It's the only bar. Brandon Aubrey is not signed yet. They tendered him. I think they have an agreement in place that they can't sign to the new league year.
I would be shocked if he ever played for another team, dude.
He's going to be the highest paid kicker in the NFL.
As he should be.
And I'm pretty sure sources said that he has a deal to be that just once the new league year starts.
You're talking about a guy who plays half of his games inside, being able to make a kick from 67, 68 yards. I could be wrong. He might have a 70-yarder. Like it's a weapon, dude. You're talking about a guy who basically makes it so all you got to do is get to the 45-yard line. Honestly, 40-yard line. Like that's all you got to do. Is get to the opposition's 40 and you're good. Like, like he's going to knock that down with regularity. So, I think that's when you're down 3 or when you're down 1 in the 2-minute drill and you're starting on your 20 or your 25, like how much of a luxury is that to have, dude? That's why he is so valuable.
Yeah, totally agree. 100%. Ooh, look at that. Good news. U.S. oil prices fall below $99.50 a barrel. Down $20 in 10 hours. Good. Figure it out. That's huge. Did John stop Lamar from getting injured? Pray for Jackson, dude.
No, he didn't. You're not wrong, but that's my point, dude. Is like, I think that, Jackson and Lamar are clearly, they're clearly two different style of player. I mean, Lamar is so much more run heavy than Jackson is. I think Jackson just plays with this certain swag that he thinks, he likes to fight guys on the sideline. He enjoys that part of football, and he's just, you got to get away from that, man. That's just not worth it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Real quick, did you guys see the end of the LA Marathon? Jake, did you see the end of the LA Marathon?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Did you get the video?
No, I can get it real quick if you'd like it.
The LA Marathon was won by 1/10 of a second. Not by some dude from Kenya. Not by some world-class, world-renowned runner. By a 36-year-old substitute teacher who's also a high school track and cross-country coach, who ran this guy down for over 4 miles. He was chasing the rabbit. And with less than 1,000 yards to go, in sight of the finish line, he runs this guy down and lunges for the finish line and wins the LA Marathon by 1/10 of a second. I think it's one of the great stories. Now, I think running is for stupid people.
Okay.
It hurts my knee just thinking about running a marathon.
Uh-huh.
I think running's amazing. I'm almost to the point where I wish I could run. Looking at this dude's story, being 36 years old and winning the LA Marathon by never giving up and just dogged pursuit of this bro at the end. I think it's one of the great stories we've ever seen in American sports. I know. It's not a Schwarbomb.
Mm-hmm.
That finish to the LA Marathon was incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
it was incredible.
I think that the hard part with running is obviously it's for the most part, it's a boring sport, right? Like, it's just these dudes running. But when you get into these situations where, like, the guy clearly is saying, okay, well, this guy's out to a lead and it's going to take me 4 miles to run this dude down. So basically, I'm going to get to mile 22. And from there through the end of the race, I have to outpace this guy over a long period of time. And I think that to me is what I have respect for. I think it's really difficult it's obviously difficult to run a marathon. There's, of course. But I think when you start thinking about like, hey, man, like the guy's got to have the mental fortitude to be like, yeah, bro, like I got to run this guy down over 4 miles. And if I do this correctly, I'm going to win the race by 1/10 of a second. You can't even begin to fathom the mental toughness that would take. I mean, just running the marathon on its own to me is like a massive accomplishment. Like, where's the mayor, Mr. Ragnar, running through lava and stuff in Hawaii? Like, I need an industry expert in the comments section to tell me how hard or difficult that this is, dude. Because I look at it and I say, like, hitting a baseball that's thrown at you, 90 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour is difficult.
Yes.
This to me feels more difficult than that would be because of the duration it takes to get the job done. That to me is the piece.
Yeah, watching this video is incredible. It really is. It is. And I encourage you we should have had it, so I apologize. But you just get on Twitter and search LA Marathon. And it's the most inspiring thing you'll ever see.
Okay, here we go. I've saved the day. Here we go. You have your video that you can speak to. So go ahead and give it.
There he is. Look at this, bro. You guys, look how quickly he is running this dude down. This is the end of the LA Marathon. Look how much ground he makes up. And look at him just get past him. Look at that. That's unfucking believable. That you have that much kick left at mile 26. Do you understand how difficult that is? That's incredible. That is incredible.
And look at the end of the video, look at the facial expression as he crosses the line, like how pumped he is about it.
I mean, look at him just eating pavement. And I wonder if Buddy thinks he's got this one no problem. Right here, he's got to be
right
like,
here. Watch right here. Like just pumped.
And the thing that always amazes me is look at Buddy on the ground in pure physical devastation at the end of this race. Look at him on the ground, the guy who loses. Look how much ground he makes up at the end.
And calmly doing it too, I might add. Like not panicking.
Perfect form.
But
look how much look how much energy he has left at the mile mark, 26. That's incredible. Or excuse me, 26.2, like everybody's car stickers say.
Dude, the stat going around Twitter is that bro ran a perfect race for 26.1999 miles. And this guy ran a better 1/10 of a mile than he did, dude.
Can you imagine the devastation of losing like this?
Like, I would love to know. I'm sure it's around. Like, if at what point did he know he could win the race? That's what I would love to know. At what point did you say, you know what? Like, I'm in second place here, but I can go and run this dude down. That's what's insane.
Bro, how do you have that much energy after 26 miles?
How do you run?
How?
So here's my question. You're 4 miles out and you're this far behind, right? Like, how long was it before he could actually see the guy running in front of him? Because at some point in this race, he was unable to see the guy. No visual contact. You're just like, okay, I got to have this mile pace. I got to be running, a 7-minute mile for the next 5 or 6 miles to catch this dude.
I'm so impressed with it.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with it. It just is. I could watch it 100 times because look at the perfect form. Like, I'm just looking at his white shoes running, right? And this kid or this guy, he's 36 years old, a substitute teacher who coaches track and cross country. He is going to wear this out on his kids.
Oh, yeah.
That last surge.
As he should.
Never quitting. Don't give up. That last surge on it. He's 36 years old. And he just won the LA Marathon in the best marathon inning anybody's ever seen. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
It is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I guess he took a cab. Yeah. I mean, that you can't tell me. And there was one point where the leader actually turned around to see him coming. And I think he had no idea that Buddy had that much kick in him. Because he
that's
clearly
really a tough way to lose, dude.
Yeah, Marcus says, I haven't run that fast collectively in my entire life. I would agree with that. I think it's one of the great sports. Again, we've had the Olympics. We've had the Schwarbomb. Now we have 36-year-old Buddy just running his ass off to win the LA Marathon.
I just want to put this in perspective. I'm just looking at some of the stats here. You understand that this bro set a half marathon record, dude. You're talking about, I just want people to understand this, dude. You're talking about running 13 miles in under 60 minutes to go and get this dude.
No.
Like, how?
No. I love it. I just am so thrilled for the guy. I am so thrilled for the guy. Yeah, all time, dude. It's an all-timer. Yeah, that was epic. Epic. Scoop says, I've walked 30 miles a few times, but running a marathon's another level. Bro. I am not willing to do it. I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it. All right, let's come back and talk about sports betting because the Big 12 tournament kicks off tomorrow. One generation is horrendously addicted to sports gambling. And I am curious. I am very curious what you guys think. Should we ban sports gambling in the United States? We'll talk about that after this from the Advocates.
Injured in an accident? You may be entitled to a bigger settlement, up to 3.5 times bigger. Your initial consultation is 100% free, and we don't get paid unless we win your case. No matter the accident, we are here to help. The Advocates will fight for you because you deserve clarity, you deserve justice, you deserve guidance, you deserve an advocate. Contact us today.
The Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365, and it won't cost you a dime out of pocket. You never pay the Advocates out of your own pocket, see, because you don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. So you have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Get clear, risk-free advice right now at theadvocates.com. Should we, Jake, just on the surface, should we ban sports betting in America?
Absolutely not. Nope. I think it's a booming industry. I think that it is, dude. It's not the mechanism, or it's not the thing, right? It's not gambling. It's not alcohol. It's not drugs. It's not guns. It's not whatever you want to point to, right? It's the people abusing it that are the issue. And just on a surface level, if you want to talk about like, bro, you want to talk about prop bets? Okay, that's one thing we can talk about, right? You want to talk about like, hey, maybe at the college level, we shouldn't have prop betting because that facilitates kids getting in bad situations. Okay, I'm down to talk about that. But just sports gambling on the whole, I don't see any reason why we would ban it.
I think the thing that is very difficult is we don't want consequences of our choices. That's what we don't want. And I look at this situation with Gen Z. According to the Wall Street Journal.
Wow, really?
Gen Z is massively addicted to gambling on apps.
Kalshi.
And it is incredible that in this article on the Wall Street Journal, they're talking about how Gen Z is powering the VPN market and that VPNs for gambling purposes are exploding amongst Gen Z users. Like, let that sink in. I know it's illegal to bet offshore. Let me get a VPN so I can bet offshore. That's what Gen Z is doing. Gen Z, just so you guys are clear, born between 1997 and 2012, they're currently 14 to 29 years old. And they are allegedly massively addicted to gambling.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why I never really got on the gambling train. You know, like I don't mind, like obviously Prize Picks I enjoy, or you know, just little stuff like that. I don't mind that. But I don't, dude, I don't I've just never been like, I didn't enjoy cards. I've never been into like traditional Vegas style gambling in a casino. You know, sports betting is, I don't know. I think that I don't know why I never got into it to that level, to where it's like, hey, like a whole generation is, you know, addicted to it, to where they're using VPNs to hide their location and to play that game. And that's what I'm really curious about, like if that's just because it must be because Gen Z is the first generation in our lifetime where they had the cell phone in their hand basically since they popped
They are
out.
the first fully digital generation.
Yeah.
They do not know life without mobile phones and the internet.
Yeah. Correct.
Gen
and
Z.
that has to be why. I mean, I couldn't think of a better reason. And culturally, obviously, it's you know, it's massive. Like in because online gambling wasn't what it is today. When I was growing up, like when I was growing up, gambling was, hey, you went to the casino and you could get your positions at the casino.
You go to the window, you put some ducats down, you get a ticket. Now, though, I think the when you look at daily prop betting, Prize Picks, you know, like pick any of them. I think I love Prize Picks. We've talked about this on the show. I love daily fantasy. The difference is, I don't believe that young people are educated about gambling, and I don't believe that they are disciplined enough at such a young age to handle the emotional roller coasters and the endorphins that get dumped into your body while you're gambling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Gen Z parents don't understand it. I think we don't educate people. And again, I think we have to teach young people that freedom is not free. Right? And I always say this about freedom of speech. You're welcome to say whatever you want. Your words have consequences.
Correct.
You are welcome to gamble all you like. Your gambling has consequences. You are free to do whatever you want to do. Your actions have consequences. Gambling's not the problem. Education and mentoring and parenting is the problem. I think it's incredibly important that we do not ban gambling, that we do not ban things like alcohol or tobacco. What we need to do is educate people, because knowledge is empowering, but we don't do that. And that's where we get into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It's the voting thing that I always talk about. It is making sure that major things in life are legislated. They are not done through, you know, executive orders. The Ryan Smith downtown Salt Lake Stadium thing, horrendous decision. Voters didn't get to vote on it. We need to educate people, to empower them. And we don't even teach kids how to handle credit card debt.
No.
Student loan debt. Do you really need to go to college? Oh, well, yeah, of course you do. Do you?
Taxes.
What are we doing to teach kids how to leverage AI? Because it's not going anywhere. Are there school curriculums dedicated to AI? There's not. Are there school curriculums dedicated to handling debt, credit card interest rates, how to use a credit card, how to pay off a credit card? Like, it's just wild. I was watching a thing Friday afternoon when I had no internet. I'm home alone trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm on my phone and I'm watching a thing on YouTube about educating and learning how do I leverage AI to make my life better? Does AI make your life better? And it was pointed at the elderly and or senior citizens rather. And I was sitting there watching this thing. I'm like, why are we not pointing this at 8th graders? Why are we not teaching them the importance of AI and how to use AI? And why do we not have curriculums in high school on how to prompt AI? But we'll teach kids how to go to college and get hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Well, actually, we won't teach them. We'll mandate it.
Yeah.
Is along that line. I think
Yes.
there is no reason to ban gambling. There's no reason to ban gambling. Man, Joey, it is so weird that you are so into the way that Jake looks every day. It is so strange to me. He comments on your looks every single day. It is so bizarre to me. Gambling directly contributes to the salary cap going up every year. Hard to put the genie back in the bottle. Yeah. But we don't need to put the genie back in the bottle. Gambling's the problem. Educating kids is
yes. They think it's cool. They think it's like this, you know, it's like what you do. Like it's like and I don't know, man. I guess I'm grateful that I don't struggle with gambling or that it's not something I actually even enjoy. I've built a reputation for myself where I'm the guy that's the stick in the mud about gambling. Anytime we're going to Vegas in April, dude, I'm not going to gamble. That's not my flow.
Yes, you are.
I just am not, like, legitimately. I don't even know that I've ever sat at a blackjack table. Legit in my life. I don't think I have. I tried once and I was too young. They wouldn't let me. And then from that point on, I just never really got into it. Like, I don't know, man. It just was never my deal. And I think that what's tough is that I do agree that these gambling companies definitely.
Wow. Bro, Ted Carter resigned as the president at the Ohio State after the university said he told trustees about an inappropriate relationship. Wow. This is a huge loss for Ohio State. Dude, how about a day of breaking news? Ohio State's president, thank you, Teddy, for sending me this story. Ohio State University President Ted Carter has resigned from his position after the university said he informed trustees about an inappropriate relationship that he had. Oh, this is a huge loss for Ohio State. Carter told trustees he had an inappropriate relationship with someone seeking public resources to support her personal business. Ohio State leaders are going to apparently be very transparent about this, and we'll have a release of information in the coming days. Oh, man. Bro, another dude falls at the feet of sex. You want to talk about addictions and education, pornography and gambling, dude.
Let me fix
Unbelievable.
The Big Ten has another scandal.
Wow. That is it. I am stunned by that. Ted Carter is
irresponsible, not fit for his post, no longer has privileges.
Yeah, I mean, you just resigned in disgrace?
Yep. Because you made bad decisions and took your life for granted again.
I am amazed by that.
I
am amazed by that.
I'm telling you right now, dude. And this take will no longer be unique to the Big Ten, but it's the Big Ten because this is Ohio State we're talking about. Dude, I am not. I don't give a damn who you were as a professional if you do stuff like this. You have inappropriate relationships. You abuse the system. You allow yourself to be leveraged. You leverage other people. whatever it is. One, appreciate you resigning.
Wow.
Two, you've brought shame. You've brought disgrace. You've brought negativity to an athletic department that couldn't be operating better.
God. Bro, how many of these universities have dudes like this in place? And I don't mean to completely, and I know, my bad. I think this is a massive story. To lose a guy, I can't even explain to you, Walter Carter is a behemoth in academia. And to resign your position at the Ohio State as president is shocking. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be surprised anymore. How many dudes are going to fall at the feet of a sexual relationship? I mean, another Big Ten scandal is exactly right.
As many dudes spend more time at the office and dedicate their life to their work rather than dedicating their life to their families and their relationships. That to me is the one key factor between all of these individuals, dude. All of them.
Is this just becoming what we expect now?
Yeah.
Is that crass? That feels a little crass. But
no, the Big Ten has a track record, a reputation. This is what the Big Ten is, dude. This is if tomorrow it came out that a head coach in the Big Ten at whatever program, I don't even care what program you want to look at, whatever program had some affair, I wouldn't be surprised. This is what these dudes do, bro. This is the Big Ten. Like, it's not surprising. No, it's not.
Wow.
At all, dude. Even a little bit.
I'm stunned. But, wow. He is a well-respected. I guess I just shouldn't be. Sex does bad things to dudes. It does bad things to dudes.
And I don't even think it's, you know what it is, dude? Because that is obviously one issue. I agree with you. But I think we need to stop categorizing as that and start categorizing it as opportunity to take advantage of a situation. That's what this is, dude. You had an inappropriate relationship with a woman who had a private business wanting or seeking public resources that you had access to. So you did a trade. That's what this sounds like, right? You did a trade and had an inappropriate relationship, and now you resign. Like, it's agreed. This is exactly what I'm saying, Mike, right here. Let me guess. Another married guy that is not committed to his marriage. Who the hell knew? It's incredible.
I disclosed to the Board of Trustees I made a mistake in allowing inappropriate access to Ohio State leadership.
Okay.
So you traded sex for access.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow. That is unbelievable.
Like,
Linda and I leave Ohio State with gratitude and appreciation for this wonderful community. It's been an honor to serve as this university's 17th president, and we wish the university ongoing success.
Like, you're embarrassing, dude. You're the president of Ohio State, and you did this. Do you see what I mean, dude? Do you guys see what I'm saying about this? You took your life for granted. You took what you had built for granted. You took your marriage for granted. You took your post for granted. You took the millions of dollars I'm sure you made for granted. Can you imagine what it would be like to be able to say, to be in a place in life where you can say, yeah, got all the money I need. Yeah, I've got Linda at home, but who cares about Linda? Let's talk to Nancy over here. She wants something from me. Yeah, I need to get some. Like, what? Like, this is how you wanted it to end, dude? This is how you wanted to never be hired again? Because you did that? Like, it's disgusting to me, dude. They're all the same, just in different forms, dude. You're all doing the same thing. You're all, again, Big Ten, how many times? Butter knives, this guy, like, it's all the same, dude. There's opportunity to exploit someone, and that's what you did. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's brutal. It is, and this is a very decorated soldier. This is a guy that served in the Navy. It was a big deal. He was only hired I should look it up, but I think he was only hired 2 years ago. But he came to them from Nebraska. Walter Carter did. Let's see. Yeah, he was the 62nd superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, 54th president of the Naval War College. I mean, a very decorated, he's a vice admiral rather. He was the president at the University of Nebraska and then became the president of the Ohio State University on January 1st, 2024.
Will you look up his salary? Just humor me. What was he making? Just look up his salary. What was dude making? I mean, it has to be over under is 600 grand minimum.
Annual compensation package exceeding 1.5 million.
There you go. So let me get this right, dude. You're a millionaire after what amounts to an incredible military career, right? Thank you for serving. You crushed that part of your life. You did an amazing job, served this country, did everything that you should have done. Couldn't have asked for a better military career. You then retire to go and do this, and this is how what?
This guy commanded. He was the executive officer of the Harry S. Truman, of the Camden, and then of the Carl Vinson. Wow. He was the commander of the Enterprise Carrier Strike Group. Dude, this guy, how do these guys continue to get their wick wet and destroy their reputations?
Because they take it for granted.
Good
They
God.
do it long enough where they don't appreciate the responsibility that they have.
Oh.
And what's tough for me is that I don't know if I'll ever be a millionaire or what that looks like or when that'll happen. But I can tell you this, that if that were ever to happen, my first choice wouldn't be to go into public service or anything. My first choice would be to disappear. Which is what this dude is going to do now after publicly disgracing himself.
I mean, you are a vice admiral in the United States Navy and the president of the Ohio State University, and you're making millions of years in an inappropriate relationship. Ugh.
I mean, hey, by Big Ten standards, this is light work. He didn't commit any felonies, so I mean, at least we're in a better place that way.
And at least it doesn't sound like he went butter knives on anybody. I mean,
at what point do we start talking about Tony Petitti, dude?
Lord.
I mean, at what point do we start saying yeah, you know what? The Big Ten culturally is about as bad as it gets, and I understand that Kirby has an issue with first team all SRT and speeding, and everyone hates Greg Sankey, and the ACC wants to sue everybody and their mom seemingly. But the Big Ten's on a different level with it, dude. You're talking about half the conference being engrossed in sexual misconduct related issues.
Marcus makes a great point. He said, I'm sure that Peaky Blinders is too far under your level of intelligence, but we can because we do. That's exactly right.
Because we can. And if we can, we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you can't anymore, dude. I hope you enjoyed it.
First of all, I love Peaky Blinders. Second of all, that's very true. They do it because they can. And I think these men of affluence and power, I can't figure, and I'm not a millionaire. I don't have women throwing themselves at my feet for access to university, whatever, funds, money. I can't imagine putting myself in a place where I am cheating on my wife because I can. Right? Your reputation's destroyed.
Your character as a man is done. It's over with. You are done. How do you, I don't care who you are in bro's life. How do you trust him? How do you,
Linda and I thank you.
But bro, if your friend in life, if I cheated Like, if I was married and I cheated on my wife and melted my life down, how could you or anybody else trust me to do anything given that's what I just did to my life? Like, nobody can trust you now, dude. Nobody can believe you. The first thing they're going to think when they see you now is you cheated on your wife because you're
a scumbag.
You're a scumbag, dude. And again, here we are again, railing on the Big Ten for being littered with scumbags, dude. And again, thank you for your service. Genuinely, thank you for your service, bro. I am sure that you saved lives, and I am sure that you served this nation proudly. But this is just, no, it's not shocking. I'm not saying it's shocking. I'm not doing that anymore. This is who the Big Ten is. This is what defines this conference under Tony Petitti. And at some point, us won't be the only ones asking questions about Tony's duration as commissioner.
You don't find this shocking? This is shocking to me.
No, because you know what, dude? This is the culture in this conference, dude. And I'm tired of people skipping over this fact. All these dudes meet. Presidents meet weekly. Do you guys know that? That presidents get on Zoom weekly and they talk about issues in the conference, things that they're working on. Hey, what do you got here? What do you got there? Like, they all know each other. Everybody knows everybody in all of these conferences. So, like, it becomes the shocking label no longer applies when you have a track record built over years. It would be shocking if tomorrow Greg Sankey had to resign because he cheated on his wife. That would be shocking. Greg is not that dude. He's never been known to be that guy. That would be completely out of the blue, like, whoa, dude, like, what just happened? This is not that. This is yet another Big Ten school at a school that's had a history of mistreating women, having a guy resign. Sorry, bro, can't do it. Like, I just can't. I can't give you a pass on it, man. Maybe that's harsh, but again, this is where I say, do we not forget what happened under Urban? Do we just forget all of those, like, of course,
the domestic violence scandals?
Yeah, of course not, right? We can't just let that go. So, I'm grateful this wasn't another football situation. Truly, I am. But unfortunately, it's the president of your university.
It's not surprising anymore. It's not surprising anymore.
And let's not forget about Santa Ono. Like, you've had two presidents at arguably your two biggest brands disgraced in the last, 3 years?
A year now.
Like,
yeah, Santa Ono can't even get a job.
Yeah. So, like, it's...
Well, you know what, Jake? I think these two guys should go run fast food wars.
Yeah, a simpler life, dude.
That's a professional transition.
So we need to talk about this, bro. So it was cute when this whole narrative started, right? Like, we had, Burger King.
Don't be upset about this. I love this.
No, I'm not upset about it. I just think the tactics here are really fascinating. So This story is matriculated, right? And we'll go through this. We have time. We have time today. We have a half hour.
Matriculated.
So let's start with what we had last week with Burger King and McDonald's, because that's where this started. We had Burger King and McDonald's, and you had weird McDonald's CEO versus Burger King guy, and these two were going head to head. And it started where it was just at a table eating your burger. That's where the whole thing started. That's sort of where we began. But we're about to play you probably 5 or 6 videos, and you're going to notice that as we go through these videos, something clearly starts to change, dude. We clearly start to get more aggressive with the strategy on these videos, dude.
All right, let's start with Buddy from Wendy's, because this is another dude in a tweed jacket.
Never frozen beef, our Applewood smoked bacon, our brand new bun, our square burger
looks
cooked
terrible.
on a flat grill. Amazing, absolutely wonderful.
I'm not a burger guy.
That's a burger. This is exactly the way a great hamburger should be. You got to top it off with the fries and Frosty.
Now, this is the home run. Yes. Dip the fry in the Frosty.
Excellent.
I am swollen.
Yeah.
I am swollen. That burger looked terrible.
How are you not eating a Dave's Double?
That looked like a couple of floppy pieces of leather, right? But then I don't even know, like the Freddy's guy, I really like the Freddy's.
Yo, folks, CEO eating his burger like he does all the time. Hey, guys, Chris Dull here, CEO of Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. If y'all want to see what I eat for lunch on the reel, Here we go. Go with the Freddy's original double. I'd like to make that a triple, please. I'll do fries and a large Diet Dr. Pepper. Gotta go with the diet. I eat on the go because I'm on the go all the time. In the car it is. Go, folks. CEO eating his burger like he does all the time.
Look at that
The
bite.
Freddy's original double is a classic, but the triple, that's what's up.
That's Jake on Dan Lanning right there.
I usually eat an early lunch, which means the afternoon is for snacking. Here we go.
Are you part of our loyalty program
I
today?
get my app out so I get my points.
Yeah, because she doesn't know that's the CEO, dude. Sorry.
Thanks, bud. Snack time. Tacos.
Get it, my
New
guy.
favorite menu hack. You got to go
Taco
with the
Bell,
hot
that's how you
honey
eat a
cheese
taco.
curd. Hot honey, little savory sweet action, and it's going to be thick. So I'm going to do the Mike's Hot Honey Chicken Sandwich. I love an LTO.
Badass.
You have a wonderful day.
That's, dude.
LTOs are my favorite.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to zip that thing up either.
Let's go. LTO time.
Buddy, you're driving and eating at the same time.
Thanks for eating with me today. Have a great one.
Dude, I believe, I could be wrong, maybe need confirmation on this. This guy is out here driving like a 100G SUV, bro. Do you guys notice that this is like a Yukon of some kind, I think? Or I couldn't quite see what it said on the
I
steering
thought it was
wheel.
a Land Rover.
Or it might be a Land Rover then. Okay, cool. Some kind of big-ass SUV that's like clearly a bunch of money. And he's just going through the drive-through. And I like how the associate, his associate, is like, hey, are you part of the members reward club? Yeah, as if you don't know that he's the CEO, bro. Come on.
Duh.
Miss me with the gimmick, dude. You know who you're talking to.
So I really like his video. This one, this is weird.
Luke Barnett. I am the interim CEO of Taco Bell. We just thought we'd join this
Notice
fun little
the
challenge with
interim
you guys. So I'm
Look
going
at
to
that
take you along.
mustache.
This is what I'm eating for lunch today. Let's see what we packed. This is what I eat pretty much every day because I am the CEO.
I don't believe you.
I don't
Taco
believe
Bell.
you.
Oh,
I,
this is
you
one of
keep
our
saying you're
legacy
the CEO of
products.
Taco Bell.
Here's the meat gun
This is a
reference.
soft
Legacy
taco.
product.
It's got a little bit of cheese and lettuce sprinkled in. It's good for you. And the meat, while it does come from a meat gun, it is the highest quality meat that we could get at the price point.
Don't ever say
So,
meat
yeah.
gun. Taco Bell guy. Don't
Now, this
say
is the
meat
weird
gun.
part right here. Look at the handling.
A bite out of this taco.
Who does this?
You
No.
got thick fingers, sir.
Brother, why do you eat your taco that way?
A really
Oh yeah.
taco.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Thanks.
so
You
good.
got- you know
Oh,
a guy
yeah.
named James, dude?
Oh,
You going to Magic
yeah.
City?
Oh yeah, this taco. Oh, look at how thick my knuckles are.
Macaque.
That was weird. And then there's Smash Burger.
Guys, Jim Sullivan, CEO of Smashburger. Apparently, this is what CEOs are doing now.
I like the quarter zip. Oh, look at that burger. Get it, buddy. Yes, sir.
See, that's a burger, dude.
That's a juicy Smashburger. You only take big bites when it's great taste.
That's right.
Why did the Wendy's guy, this is my biggest gripe with Wendy's, dude. He did his company a disservice. Why didn't you do the Dave's Double or the Baconator?
Yes.
Like, why? Like,
Yes.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, I think the whole thing's a little weird. And I just, that what I don't understand is why the burgers in these videos. And again, look at the Wendy's guy.
Never frozen beef, our Applewood smoked bacon,
That
our
looks
brand new
like
bun,
ass.
our square burger.
I
cooked on a
don't want
flat
that
grill.
burger.
Amazing, absolute.
I don't want that
Brother,
burger.
it's not amazing, dude. We actually disagree with you.
Look at this burger.
Guys, Jim Sullivan, CEO of Smashburger. Apparently, this is what CEOs are doing now.
That's a tasty burger.
Just get right to it, dude.
Yes.
Get
Eat
right
the-
to it.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Right? So I think Freddy's is by far the best one of these we've seen.
And by the way, the personality factor is also something that I think needs to be included in these that I don't see people talking about much online. Like, it's not just about the food, dude. Half of the battle here is how compelling you are as a personality. Like, the Taco Bell guy is paint drying. It, like, the stash is weird. The jacket's weird.
I don't want my... No.
Barnett. I am the interim CEO of Taco Bell. We just thought we'd join this fun
I don't
little
want you
challenge
around
with
my
guys.
kids, Luke.
So I'm going to take you along. This is what I'm eating for lunch today. Let's see what we
You're
packed.
a liar. You're a liar. Just look at those
That's
knuckles.
what I eat pretty
and
much
tell
every
me
day. I am.
You want
By
to
the
eat
way,
at Taco Bell.
What office
Taco Bell.
are you in here, dude? Why are we not eating it at a store?
This is one of our legacy products.
Products.
This is a soft taco.
Products.
It's got a little bit of cheese and lettuce sprinkled in. It's good.
Nah, I can't watch him finger that taco again.
Yeah, and while the
I
meat
can't do
is it is the highest quality meat, it did come out of a meat gun. So, you know, depending on how you feel about that.
Don't talk to me about your products that come out of a meat gun. That's why I don't eat at Taco Bell.
Yeah, I mean, listen, dude, James, you might
Meat
want to
gun.
take some notes on these videos, dude. Like in defense of your lemon pepper takes earlier today, like why don't you make you always complain that BDM gets all this run on the show. Why don't you make a eating lemon pepper wings video to mock these dudes, and that'll get you some run on the show if it's good enough. I mean, this is the type of material that you should be striving to make, dude. It's not that difficult. You could even do it driving in your Honda Civic, bro. It would be fine.
Why don't you make a video at Magic City?
Yeah, driving through. See, this is what I'm saying, dude. No problem.
That Wendy's burger just came off the line. The smash burger looks like it was handcrafted by their best chef. Damn
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Damn right.
Levels to the game, bro.
Right? That's the thing that I don't understand. I'm not a smart man. I'm really dumb, right?
Too fucking bad, man.
You know, why are we presenting floppy pieces of rubber as our burger? You got to make it look good. And then I'm telling you, Jake still has not gotten the video of the Burger King CEO just pounding a Whopper, because that's the best video. That bro knows how to slurp meat. And I am just, I'm here for it. I could watch Buddy pound that meat all day long.
He's an assassin.
Probably too much. Probably too much. But I'm just telling you. Yeah, Magic City can launch their own DoorDash service through TCU James. Wendy's guy was too afraid to get sauce and juice all over him, so he picked up the driest looking burger, bro.
That's what I don't get, bro.
Obnoxious.
It's a burger. It's juicy, or it's supposed to be.
That's not the Taco Bell CEO. That's SNL cold open making fun of these ridiculous CEO videos. It must be. Has to be. Obviously not what CEOs eat on the regular. I think the Freddy's guy.
The Freddy's guy eats it on a regular, dude. Note that the vest doesn't zip up.
Yo, folks, CEO eating his burger like he does all the time. Hey guys, Chris Dull here, CEO of Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. If y'all want to see what I eat for lunch on the reel, here we go. Go with the Freddy's original double. I'd like to make that a triple, please. I'll do fries and a large Diet Dr. Pepper.
Can I make it a triple,
I eat on the
please?
go because I'm on the go all the time. And the card is, go folks, CEO eating his burger like he does all the time.
Get it. That's what I'm saying. That's how it should be. Get it, fat boy.
Get in there, dude.
Get that burger.
Yeah.
Get deep.
Yeah.
Probably too much.
I'm a man.
I'm just telling you, that's how you should be doing this.
Yeah.
Yes,
Don't go
Freddy's
soft, dude.
Freddy's guy, yes, but all the corporate chain CEOs obviously not eating their slop on the regular.
And you know what's funny to me is like all the chicken joints are trying to get in on this, and it's just not the same because it's chicken, dude. It's not the same.
Oh, it works. It works. This doesn't work.
Chris K here with, you've heard about it, here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting.
Product.
Bro, do you see the street sign behind him that says Petty Way?
Chris K here with, you've heard about
Petty
it.
Way?
Here it is.
Look right over his
Big
shoulder, the
Arch.
brown sign.
This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger.
Dude, stop it.
God,
Stop
you're
it.
disingenuous.
Just eat the purple chicken nuggets and move on with our lives.
Where are we at in society?
We should be able to cattle prod you into eating 25 nuggets.
Yo, Mike, dude, chill. Guy has Peyton Manning for it.
Well, but no, you know what he's got? He's got like massive weird guy mouth.
Oh,
that's
dude.
what he's got. Anyway, there you go.
Peyton Manning forehead.
We'll keep going on this story. Because I think it is made for this show. Honest to God.
It is.
I think it's made for this show. CEO is way too skinny to be eating McDonald's on the regular. It don't work.
Yeah, he's not, dude. That's a lie.
It does not work. All right. The Monty Show is always presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com. Enjoy face slamming your Freddy's burger today. Winner. But if you get in a car accident on the way to Freddy's, get to theadvocates.com. See professional
Yes, it all works together.
They fought the insurance companies. They beat the insurance companies. Get your clear, risk-free advice without paying a penny out of pocket ever to The Advocates at theadvocates.com. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.